Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the late night Sunday stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist. All right, we are live once again for Sunday. Wow, it's crazy how not streaming for just like 2 days in a row can really throw you out. Like, I don't feel like I'm very good at streaming because I've stopped streaming for only 2 days. It's like your brain's not in it. All right, let's go ahead and pause this. We'll pull this up. The comment section is open, or the live chat, I should say. Let's go ahead and grab the description of the live stream from the last time we were here, and we'll plug it in. How's it going? Happy Sunday night. Did you guys miss me? Did you learn to play the guitar in Nashville? No. We were there. We were investigating Nashville to see if it's worth moving to. We wanted to be there because sometimes you get a sense of an area better if you're actually there. All right, tonight it's going to say new Harry Potter, new Harry Potter, Restock. Oh man, Riftbound Restock, and Vintage Tops Pack Split. And what else? Back from Nashville. All right, we'll have that in the title. Bro, you watched Chum Lee TikTok Pokemon polls and sign. I have seen Chum Lee. Yeah, I did see Chum Lee. Actually, I was scrolling tonight and I saw him. How have you been? I've been all right. I told me sister about the stream. Said he never misses a day and then he takes a break. Oh my gosh. It's true though. I rarely take breaks from the stream, don't I? In a whole year, I might have less than 7 days off. That's actually true. I did that for 7 years. So if you ever want to know how I amassed some awesome collection, it's a combination of working 7 days a week, oftentimes for more than 10 hours a day, and then reinvesting every dollar I earn back into, you guessed it, Pokemon. We're going live for Sunday night. So I just took my Wegovy shot like 2 hours ago, and I now have a headache. I am 100% sure, 1000% sure that Wegovy gives me a headache. I'm sure it's because I have food in my stomach as well. I don't even have that much food. I didn't eat that much, but I have a headache, and I took a painkiller, and I'm sure it won't work. All right, whoa! I've got a gazillion emails. Let's start breaking these down. Actually, let's make sure that the website is loaded up. And we also have to get these guys priced up, don't we? We are. We'll hit copy on this. So let's pin the website. Been seeing that guy a lot lately. Do you think the Charizard promo from Flames will be a good card that will go up like most Charizard promos? Probably. We are. Honestly, you want my real opinion on it? I think it's an ugly Charizard. I haven't bought one. I'm probably not going to buy that one. All right, I don't know what we're supposed to charge for the Harry Potter packs, but I know Unleashed is already in the website. So first of all, we'll scroll down to the Riftbound category, wherever that is. Where do we put that at the bottom? Ah, here it is. So Unleashed is no longer coming soon. It is now. It has come. And let's jump into the website and go to all products. All right, guys, it's gonna take me a minute to get it all set up. Riftbound. Howdy, mister. How you doing? Hey, what's up, Mr. Starscream? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the late night, Sunday nighttime stream. We might have missed the Friday stream, and we might have missed the Saturday stream. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, but we did not miss the Sunday stream. Karis and I, we went house shopping. If you believe it or not, we were being shown houses out there. So I got to see a really nice lake house, and I could sell all my Pokemon cards and buy that lake house, which I don't know if I would do that, but you know, it's at least a consideration. Let's go ahead and add this brand new product. Are we still trying to move? Yes, that is on my mind all the time, almost every single day. Harry Potter. English Harry Potter. What's the name of this one? Quidditch Cup. Okay, let me go over here to purchases. Here's the deal, Mr. CS man. Let's say I have $1 million of Pokemon cards. Heck, let's say I have more than $1 million in Pokemon cards. Where do I want to sell those from? Do I want to sell them from Missouri or do I want to sell them from Tennessee? Well, if I sell them from Tennessee, I get to keep 5% of the sale because that's the tax out here in Missouri. The maximum tax rate is 5%. So I lose 5% of over $1 million if I were to liquidate over here. And that's a meaningful amount. That's let's see what that is. Let's say 2 million for fun. Okay. I'm not saying I own 2 million, but let's see what 5% of 2 million would be. Oh, look, $100,000. So I just save 100,000 if I'm in Tennessee. I mean, there's nothing in particular in Camdenton that forces me to stay here, and I'm going to make 100,000 if I move. But Missouri might become a no tax state, but then I would be waiting to sell for 5 years, which is fine because I'm not really planning on selling everything anyways. All right, so this set is called the Quidditch Cup. Harry Potter Quidditch Cup. All right, let's get a price going on. I'm getting a price. I assume there's 36 packs in here. Is that right? $16? No, 16.5. $16.50 per pack for Quidditch Cup. Let me take one last look. Quidditch Cup booster box. Because when I looked, I noticed the Harry Potter stuff was kind of moving in price. All right, here it is. No. This is fine. Looks like the original price was fine. All right, divided by 36. We'll do $16 even. So $16 even is the new Quidditch Cup. All right, Harry Potter Quidditch Cup. And we'll say Watsy maybe? No, I'm not going to say any of that. I'll say Watsy Vintage Harry Potter 36 packs per box. All right, there we go. That's good enough. Regular price $16. Product category, is there a Harry Potter category? I don't think there is. I'm just going to leave it out of those categories then. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's hit publish. Mister, you're a good guy. I'm a good guy? What makes me good? I'm definitely a guy. Wait, am I a guy? What if I'm not a guy? What if I'm neither good nor a guy? What if I'm an evil other kid? Let's go ahead and look up a product image for this. So this shall say Harry Potter Quidditch Cup. Mister, has my slab been shipped? Paid for shipping last Monday. Manny Castro. Ooh, you have a shipping question, so don't go anywhere, okay, Manny? Stick around. Sounds like my first question for you: did you get the tracking number? Check your email for the tracking number because you should have gotten a tracking number if we printed your label. And then tell me the name of the order. That would be my next question. Okay, tell me the name of the order. All right, we need this image to be correct. Quidditch Cup booster box. No tracking number. All right, so that could be a case where it's possible that we never shipped it at all, where no label was ever created. So that will be where we're going to get started with you. Okay, we're going to get started by asking, did the label get printed at all? But before we can do that, we have to get this completed. That's a really ugly picture. What's this? That's a giant picture. I'm trying to add a picture to the website now. This might work. All right, we're gonna hit save image, but it's a web file. That's great. Okay. How about I got to get a picture of this Harry Potter thing, but it's pretty old. That's not a square picture. That's not a square picture. How about this? That's not a square picture. Wonderful. Nobody's got a square picture. Wonderful. I love it. How about this? That's not a square picture. How about this one? That's almost a square picture. It's kind of a pain in the butt picking the picture out, actually. Especially if we're live doing it, because I kind of want to get to work, Oh, that's in Japanese. They had it in Japanese. That's crazy. All right, I didn't find a picture that I wanted for this one, so we'll leave this one with no picture for the moment, okay? No picture for Harry Potter Quidditch Cup. You can see it on the desk, and it has been added to the website. Let me see if we hit refresh, if it shows up on the website. Name is Manuel Castro. All right, Mr. Manuel Castro. So let me begin by shutting down my shipping software and turning it back on. And can you tell me what was being shipped? You said it was a slab. Was it only a slab? I will say this, shipping for Friday was canceled because I wasn't gonna be here. So Miss Alexis has not shipped anything for a little while. However, if you shipped on Monday, you would think it would have already gone out. I guess if you ordered shipping Monday night, it maybe didn't go out. Yeah, Monday night, she would have already done the no, that's not true. All right, I'm logged into the shipping software. We're gonna check his shipping, guys. Harry Potter's on the menu. It's $16 a pack. Oh, you know what? I don't have it on the YouTube menu though. Let me add it to the YouTube menu as well. Other card sets. Harry Potter. So I'm going to cut this Harry Potter item right here and move it up toward the top here. And then we're going to have Harry Potter Quidditch Cup. And it's going to be $16. Nice. All right, we'll hit save. So we got two Harry Potter sets on the menu now. They're old sets. And we're going to jump back to the shipping and type in Mr. Castro. You know, I recognize your name. I do not see the shipping though. Let's say past 30 days. And let's try that again. Castro. Castro, there's no label for you. So my assumption is that it was never serviced. So my next step is I'm going to go try and find the order and we're going to get it serviced. Okay. So let's see. So there may have been a mistake where I did not see that the order came in for shipping. But that's my next step is I have to confirm I actually received the shipping order. Okay, let's peel this off for you guys. Welcome back, guys. We're just settling in after having a couple days off. I'm actually exhausted, by the way. I'm very tired. I finished driving for like 7.5 hours to get back here, and we just got home a couple hours ago. And I kind of crashed out and played some games. Um, and then I fell asleep, and now I've got a killer headache, but so I'm tired. All right, let's get this screen ready. Welcome, guys. You might have heard the news if you were in our Discord server. We are getting a PSA submission back. Thank heavens. A really old one, too. It's like from November or something. No, I think it might be from December. I'm not sure which one it is. It's one of the really old ones. You guys have a good time. You hopping off, Mr. Tom? Oh, you're asking if Karis and I had a good time. Yeah, it was pretty good. We are. Okay. I do not want to create a pass key. Where were you and Miss Alexis able to find my slabs for that trade for store credit? Tyler Land. Oh, it's Mr. Tyler. Hello, Tyler. No, we didn't do that at all. She never came over. In fact, I was out of town, so I'm back now. I just got back. All right, so let's see. We're gonna search up Mr. Castro. There it is. He ordered shipping on. Oops. He ordered shipping on 6/1/26, and it says shipping for slab, CGC Pristine 10 Rayquaza. All right, I got the order, Mr. Manuel. Let's see. You know, I recognize this. I feel like I remember printing this label. You know what I bet happened? I bet I queued it up and I bet it was calculating the price. I actually remember this order. Oh man. It's a casualty of my stupid shipping software. You know what happened? So I queued it up, but it needed to calculate the price, and it always takes like 10 minutes to calculate the price. And so I set it up to calculate it, right? Then I look away from the screen and I start processing someone else's order. And I guarantee you what happened is the next person ordered shipping, and I went back to the software, forgot that yours never actually got printed. It was just calculating, and I probably moved on to the next label. So I bet you are a victim of that. I'm sorry for that, Mr. Manuel. The good news is your card's very likely still over here. I'm very confident it is if we never printed the label at all. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened because I actually remember this order. I remember it very distinctly because you had in PayPal the way your apartment number is set up. I remember looking at it. All right, let me set this here. It's doing the exact same thing right now. It won't let me print the label. It's calculating the label. We're calculating it. Yeah, you have a very distinctive name, so it's pretty easy for me to remember this order too. That's perfectly fine. No worries. I was just checking. Yes. Let's see. We must have written it down, right? So we wrote down get Tyler land. He's got a Gengar and a Meowth. All right. So we got to get those. You would like to trade them in. There it is. All right. We just got back. That stream, I didn't want to tell anybody, but that stream, that Friday daytime stream, was the last stream. And I wasn't saying that for security reasons. But so we went off, explored Nashville. It was very nice. I'm now an educated man. I've been to Dallas. I've been to Nashville, Tennessee. I've been to Florida a couple times, so I know about Florida. I've been to not California. I've been to New York City. I've been to Washington D.C. I need to go to Reno, and I need to go to. I'd like to go to San Diego because that's one of the worst taxed places in the country, and I'd love to know why. I'd love to know why people tolerate that and don't just like leave. You know what I mean? All right, let's start looking at the queues. Oh, right. I probably have some crazy emails to clean up here. So let me clean up some of these emails. We're going to start cleaning those up right now. Okay. Trash, 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 trash. You've got a new order. What's this? Listing sold. Trash, 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 trash. Payout incoming. Trash. PSA results. Needs approval. Okay. Trash your PSA results, your PSA grades available. We got a bunch of upcharges in that PSA returned. All right, let's see. So I would be expecting the PSA items. Let's see. Trash. Wow, like 100 emails, guys. Items received at the vault. Grow your portfolio. A or B and but. A Temu email. Why am I getting emails from Temu? I sent Miss Alexis some money because she is getting paid and I listed an item. All right, delete all that. Also, for Miss Alexis, she has to have this apply. Miss Alexis has a little slab away, so we need to apply $100 to it. Okay, we're doing that now. Boom. All right, she's updated. And now let's print that label for Mr. Manuel. Aha, we got it this time, Mr. Manuel. Print, 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 print. Yes, success. Just avoid walking in downtown. Yeah? Are you out? Who's out in Nashville? Do we have any Nashville watchers? What did Alexa slap away? A new cell phone. She slapped away. So this is the latest cell phone that we're using here, right? Well, there was a version before it that's about 3 versions old, and it's virtually unused. And I sold it to her for nothing. So she got it at a very good price, and she's just gonna, use her work hours to pay it down. Real simple. All right, so this should say, well, I shouldn't need to write anything on this. She's going to find all slabs with your name on it. Oh, I mean San Diego. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the beautiful table. That's right. The last thing we did, we had this Charizard 151 go up. We've got this Heartbreak Ghastly as a break. Wow, we are the breaks channel. Here's a quip drawing. Here's the Mega Tyranitar. Here's, oh, the trade break. Cute. So that's a 2015 playing card Bowser, and it's a retro card printed by Nintendo itself. Prints these, by the way, if you didn't know that. Here's the TCC giveaway. What is the view bounty for the nighttime stream? 76. We might be able to hit that. Look, we're already at 41 people, so we might be able to hit 76 tonight. So if you want to contribute to the view bounty, just leave your stream running. That's it. All right. Let's talk a little bit about these breaks, huh? So the Ghastly's top tier, that is Neo Destiny, first edition PSA 10 Ghastly. And this is pretty top tier too. This is kind of like a once in a while kind of break. I think it's gorgeous that this card is encapsulated by tag grading. It just looks extremely good. and it got one of their top 10s. And I don't even remember. Did I buy this? Where did I get this from? I might have bought it. Let me see if I bought this one. I don't remember grading a Charizard, so I probably bought it or traded it or something. Charizard. I had to have bought this, right? Well, I bought a lot of cards. Holy dude. Did I grade this with them? Where would I have gotten it from? I don't even know where I would have gotten it from. Oh, you know what? Someone else might have actually graded this and then it graded 10 and they might have sold it to me after it returned from tag. I bet that's what happened. What is the rank on that Charizard compared to other ones in tag? I don't know. I actually don't know how to do that yet. So this guy's pretty cool. We set the number of spots to 36, like a booster box, and the price to 60. So it's a $60 booster pack, and it has a guaranteed Charizard in the box, and he's graded 10. What do you think of that? All right, so I think that one, I don't know how fast he'll go off. $60 is pretty serious and money-wise, but I think it's also pretty tempting. So we'll see how that one moves over time. Somebody did jump into the quip drawing break now. We need 7 more people. She's pretty chuffed about it. I'll put this behind this. If I'm not mistaken, the Ancient Origins is about to go off. Like it's right at the end, isn't it? Hold on. Pack break 2. Pack break 2 is really close. This one's fresh. It needs all 7 spots still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 4 spots in Ancient Origins, 7 spots in the Topps pack break. All right, who needs help? Did anyone need help? We took care of Manuel Castro. I got like brain fog. I did not sleep well. I got no sleep for like 2 days in a row. And then I just did like 15 hours of driving. It's more like 20 hours when you consider how much driving once we were there, how much driving we did. I am mega tired, dude. I can't wait to sleep in my own bed. I cannot wait to go sleeping in my own bed. Let's see. Hello, I'm Jamie Lopez. I ordered shipping with the cards that I get and also from the other day's streaming. Can you check if you can change that mail? Because the one that's right is from my university. I don't have access to that mail. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. So Jamie Lopez, huh? So I got an email. It seems kind of shipping related, and I think he's suggesting the email's not correct. Such a good set. Ancient Origin. That booster box break was good. Great. Yeah, it's super awesome. So many good cards in this set. What's really impressive about it is okay, I don't see a shipping for him. What's really impressive about it is even if you just get the right reverse hollow, you might be sitting on like a $500 card. I mean, look it up. Look up the last sold on reverse hollows from Ancient Origins. Even the reverse hollows are serious business. But that's starting to be the case for Sun and Moon and yeah, even Scarlet Violet, but I think part of that is Pokemon's just very crazy right now. All right, let me look at this again. I'm Jamie Lopez. I order a shipping with the cards. Can you check if you can change that mail? Because the one that a right, it's from my university. Okay, so it sounds like Mr. Jamie Lopez is suggesting um that his shipping is not correct. I'm gonna withhold his shipping. Let me reply to him. Hey Jamie, Uh, your items are still with me, so nothing has been sent out. It sounds like something's not right. Can you confirm the address is correct? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to grab the address. So this is Jamie Lopez. He's a new guy, and his address is not mentioned here. So I have to pull it from the actual shipping software. This is very important. This is a international package and the labels are actually pretty damn expensive. So let's go take a look at this real fast. Naturally, that means it's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? Crazy. Let me go to history. It's not showing up when I try to pull it up out of the address book. His address is not showing up. But you know it should show up the printed labels. So we'll look for that. How to get a new phone? Tell us about it, Tammy. Tell us about the adventures of Tammy. Weird. It's like it's saying it never got printed at all. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because I'm spelling his name wrong. It's not JB. Oops, that would be my fault. Okay, hold on. Ah, there it is. Found it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and email him the street address so that we can get a confirmation on whether his shipping's correct. Wait, what the hell? Crazy. There it goes. Google tried to automatically reply to the email for me. Hey, can you confirm if this address is correct? I haven't shipped the items out yet, so is all good. All right, so I've replied to his email requesting that he confirms the address is good. If the address is bad, we'll need to cancel the label. It's a bit scary. I ended up using it for a week. I was like, nope, 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 need a new one. What exactly happened? You were ripping Pokemon packs so hard your phone exploded? My old fat phone battery was swelling. Ugh. Did PSA mention anything about the October sub or still nada? So no, I mean, PSA doesn't talk about the other subs when one of them finishes, but you know, we do have this their little system that tells us where everything is. And when we look at it, oh God, takes forever to load this. Okay, assembly grades ready, assembly, quality assurance checks. Did you say October? Let's see. You know, it's not telling me when these were sent, it's telling me when they were expected to finish. So the very oldest one appears to have an Uyama Pikachu at the beginning. That's the very oldest one, and it says it's in assembly. So there you go. The oldest one is in assembly. That's good news. Okay, we'll set this over here. All right. Yep, PSA slow. We all know this. They're very backed up. The next order is Blake Santoro, Espeon reverse slab away. All right, I'm not happy with Mr. Blake because this has taken too long to pay off. He is late on those. Due June 15th. It's due in 7 days. Damn, dude. All right, well, whatever. Let's get this plugged in. There it goes. All right. I'm going to remove the lates, though, because he is now halfway paid off, I believe. That was not fun. That situation was not very fun. With Blake, what I should have done, and I regret not doing this, I should have just taken one of his slabs, said, you've paid off your debt with your slab, and then I should have just shipped all his stuff out. That would have been the correct move. We are. We're getting paid finally for this thing that he owed me a long time ago, I guess. I don't know. Well, it is what it is. You know, you guys are actually really good. The fact that there's not too many cases like this is impressive. So Blake's paying it off. Who cares? All right, Andrew Martin. Andrew says bills, etc. Bills, etc. What does that mean? Is he saying slab away? Andrew Martin. He can't mean slab away. What does he mean? He says bills, etc. And he sent me $100. What? Bills, etc. Oh snap! I sent that you the wrong person. Oh, I had no clue what was going on there. Are you going to be okay without your $100? I don't know how to. By the way, I don't know how to reverse a Zelle. I can try, but um, let's see. I'm gonna write it down for you. Bills. I was like, Bills PC. I thought you were making fun of Slab Away, maybe. All right, let's begin by writing it down. By writing it down, now you're not gonna have me forget that you sent $100. Now, I do need that for bills. So let me climb into Bank of America and see if I can easily reverse it. I actually have a very hard time doing that in Bank of America using Zelle. I think I have to send it back to you. It's not like a refund. You know, there's no refund button. I actually have to send you $100 over Zelle. And to do that, I think it's really difficult. It ends up having me, okay, hold on. I'm logging in now. We haven't opened any cards, mind you. We need to open some cards, guys. So here it is, Zelle activity. Maybe there's a reverse button on the Zelle activity. So here we are, activity, Andrew Martin. I'm going to click on this. Status paid. All right, so I'm not going to show you my screen, but basically, yeah, there's no reverse button. In order to send this back to you, I would actually need to send you a payment of $100 to send it back. So Zelle's not quite like PayPal. It doesn't just have an easy reverse button. Here's the problem. Every time I try to send money with the Zelle, it asks for my debit PIN, but I don't have a debit PIN. In fact, I've never used my debit. So there's like I'm locked out of sending money through Zelle. So I can't use my Zelle. I can receive money through Zelle, but I would need to, I guess, like reset my debit PIN to officially start sending you guys money. So maybe Andy Man, is there another way? He said, I'll make it work as credit. I was gonna say, so if there's another way for me to send you the money, maybe like Cash App or PayPal or something like that, we can do that, okay? Although I will mention if you do PayPal, you might, lose a little bit of that money in the PayPal fee. But if you need that money pretty badly, try Cash App or PayPal. Yeah, Zelle, I ought to correct that because it is kind of a nuisance not to be able to occasionally refund people. Oh, my ears ringing. Usually when we run into a scenario like that, I just say, can we do it over PayPal? And they go, yeah, I got a PayPal as well. So here's Mr. Winston Lee. He says to a set. Okay, when did he order this? 21 minutes ago? Who's the oldest order? Do I have any orders from a couple days ago? Wait, what? What? Yes, the address is good. Thank you so much. Okay, good. So Mr. Jamie's happy. All right. This will be packaged Monday by Miss Alexis, and then it will be picked up and on the way. All right, there it goes. Just leave it as credit. All right, we'll leave it as credit. And so I believe the next order is Winston Lee, 2 Ascended Heroes, 2 Poke Shuffles. We're finally set up, guys. I feel warmed up. I'm very tired, but I feel warmed up. A lot of setting up on this stream. It's so weird. You walk away from streaming for just 2 days, and it's like you forgot how to ride a bike. It's like, wait, what am I doing? How does this work? It's weird how my brain is like in a groove with our daily stream routine and just taking a couple days off, 2 days, in fact, 2. I come back and I'm like, what were we doing? Yeah, it's really disruptive actually. All right. So I'll put this here and I'll toss this over here. Can you sing some Justin Bieber for us? Baby, 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 oh. Remember that, guys? That was a while back. Has your Jason Page signature gone up? He's been in the news, obviously, right? So Jason Page recently, he needs like a PR consultant because that guy is a famous guy. That's one of the arguments I made. No matter how you feel about him, he is the voice of the Pokemon intro. Okay. So he is a famous guy, but he's not doing himself any favors. And I think he needs some PR consultation. He most recently got himself into internet controversy by accepting a really nice vintage Gengar. It's a raw copy, but he accepted it from a kid as payment for his signature, which was a signature on a fake card. So he had like a custom fake card. You ever seen those? And I guess AGS grades those. I guess AGS probably graded it because even if the card wasn't real, the signature is real. So, you've got this fake card with Jason Page's real signature on it, and Jason's trading that fake card with his signature on it for this kid's real Japanese vintage fossil Gengar. So that card's pretty valuable. Well, that is depending on the condition, but even in poor condition, it's not exactly cheap. Anyway, so Jason Page makes this trade and it starts trending on the internet. Like I've seen it everywhere. It's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Everyone's complaining about it. Here we go again. Jason Page is he's literally taking candy from a baby. He's hustling this kid out of his real and valuable Gengar in exchange for his stupid signature, which to Jason Page is valuable. And I guess you'd have to argue also to the kid it was valuable, but I mean, it's a kid. So maybe the kid's not very good at trading or negotiating, right? But that's one of the things people claim is that his signature is not valuable. Uh, that's technically not true. I value his signature, but I don't like the behavior he's displaying here. I think what he probably should have done if he was going to trade this kid for his game, like there's a lot of things going wrong in this event. It's an AGS graded card. It should have been a PSA graded card. Let me get his signature out. Where do I keep it? No, I can't. It's locked up. I locked up my cards before we left, so I can't get it. I'll get it in another stream maybe. So, I bought a Jason Page signature for very cheap, and now it's worth way, way more. It went way up in value. So that's a fact. Even if you don't like the guy, and even if he's doing controversial things, his signature went up in value. So when he comes out and he says my signature has value, it's like it's not cool to say that, but it is technically true. It has value to it. That's also why the kid probably wanted his signature. He probably sang live, and the kid's like, "That's pretty cool. Oh, this guy did the music for Pokemon. I'm gonna trade you my Gengar for your signature." But it's like again, it's like taking candy from a baby because he traded this AGS graded card, and it's not even a real Pokemon card. Like imagine he accepted that Gengar in exchange for maybe another Gengar that had his signature on it. Fair game. But he didn't do that, did he? He traded a fake card for a real card. And so it's got the internet up in an uproar. And he needs like PR training or something. I mean, he's making money. He should spend a little money on how to be cool on the internet or something. He needs like some media training, he needs some PR training. Not good. Jason Page described the Gengar as in bad condition. It's a exclusive through the grading company, so PSA wouldn't grade that, but it's a promo. Wait, what? Oh, the card was custom and created by AGS. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's a bunch of bullshit. People making look, if you look at this, look at this. Excuse me. Let me show you the right way to sell a custom Pokemon card. So here's a custom Pokemon card, but you know what's important about this? This wasn't printed by a printer. Karis drew this by hand. So it's like a painting. So Karis painted a Cubone, and this is the proper way to make a custom Pokemon card. When you mass produce custom Pokemon cards, when you just print them on a printer, you're basically just breaking Pokemon's copyright rights to Pokemon. That's all you're really doing. You're stealing copyright, in my opinion. When you mass produce them for commercial purchase or commercial purpose, and it's not like a work of skill and art. It's really just, you just had a machine print a gazillion of them. I think that what if AGS is doing that, I'd be looking out. I never liked AGS, by the way. It's over time I've liked them less and less. And by the way, I've been critical of them, and I think everyone agrees with me. I still got to get this guy's two Poke Shuffles. You ready? I think people agree with me when you realize how bad people thought of that trade. Consider this. Suppose it was a custom card and it had Jason's Page's signature on it, right? But it was also graded by PSA. Imagine that was a PSA slab. Different story all of a sudden. No, so AGS is part of the story here. And this is also bad PR for AGS if you think about it. This is not just bad PR for Jason Page. It's further proof nobody really cares about the authenticity of AGS, a supposedly good company. Um, you know, they're encapsulating fake Pokemon cards. It's just a bad look. I wonder if PSA would have done that. Like, I don't think I've ever seen PSA encapsulate a fake Pokemon card. I bet they would have rejected it. And that's part of what makes their brand so strong. So it's not a surprise AGS did that. AGS is looking to make money. If you guys recall this, when we started Card Economist grading, I initially graded one of those fake metal Charizards. Remember that? I graded just one of them. I encapsulated it, I put our logo on it, and then shortly thereafter, I said, "We're not doing that ever again. No more fake cards in Cardconomist holders." Because I had the business sense about me to realize this'll ruin the brand. Not that we have some super valuable grading brand, but I still have enough business sense, internally inside of me. I have like a chef tasting his food, his own food. I have the ability to go, "Yum, yum, yum, yum. Oh, no, this is no good. We're not doing this." So I rejected the idea shortly after. I said, "We're not doing that anymore." AGS doesn't have that common sense. Maybe because they're just looking for some more reasons to encapsulate stuff, but they should never encapsulate fake Pokemon cards. It's such a bad look for their brand. So this is not just a story about Jason Page taking candy from a baby. It's a story about how people don't value AGS either. Because the story might have looked kind of different if it had been graded by PSA, which of course PSA would never grade that. See, so you see how this is playing out. So this is also about, being able to pass off a card as valuable, not because Jason Page's signature is on it, but also because it was graded. Pretty interesting. Just looked it up. AGS is mainly AI grading. They allow fake cards and have had massive amounts of fake stamped first edition cards graded. Haven't you encapsulated the drawings? Yeah. So again, I actually support that. So when I encapsulate a drawing, it just gets an A for authentic. Miss Karras actually did draw this Cubone, and it's a hand-drawn card. That's actually pretty good. I like that. In fact, one of the most popular things you can pull out of top sets, sketches. People love those. People love them to death, right? Like the Star Wars sketch cards, but there's other sets too. There's a bunch of sets where you can pull a sketch card. So if you're going to do a a card, you got to have it be hand drawn. It's got to be a sketch card. So here's another example. Say Jason Page took a card like this and he drew like a Gengar on it and it looked real cute and then he signed it. And then he traded this kid his drawing of a, Gengar in exchange for a ungraded Gengar. Again, I don't think that would have gotten the same uproar. But what you're looking at is a mass-produced fake Pokemon card graded by a low-tier company that grades fake cards, I guess, and then he's trading that for a real, authentic fossil Gengar. So there's a lot to unpack from that story when you really get into it. And so, are you guys enjoying this? By the way, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm talking again. Here's 2 days of no talking about Pokemon cards. How was I? I was basically having withdrawals, guys. I was laying in bed, tossing and turning. That's why I didn't sleep well. Here's Jesse Salinas Ancient Origin Pack Break, one Chaos Rising pack. You got it, Jesse Salinas. We got a new Harry Potter Quidditch vintage set, by the way. When did this set come out? I'm blinding myself. 2001. So this pack is 2001, everybody. That's vintage. 60. Put that in perspective. Harry Potter's coming out very soon, right? New Harry Potter TV show. Tons of rabid Harry Potter fans. You're looking at a $16 WotC era vintage Harry Potter pack. If this was Pokemon, that'd be 600. So these are pretty affordable. Give it a try if you want to have a little bit of fun. We all want to know what's inside of it. Somebody should open one just for fun. All right, Jesse Salinas, he's going to the Ancient Origins pack break. Let's get it out in the front. Here it is. So this could go off tonight very easily. This only requires 3 more people. Well, you're not coughing. I still have the cough. I was coughing while we were on our vacation. I'm just not coughing yet. Can we do a lot of slab rotations? I wish. I really don't have a lot of slabs, is the truth, CS man. I'm almost sold out. I mean, I've got a little bit, but here's the good news. We have a PSA submission coming back to us, guys. Did you hear me? So it hasn't gotten to the shipping step yet, but within a week, 2 weeks, we'll have a fresh PSA submission back. I saw some of the cards in it. A lot of 9s and 8s, by the way. Actually, most of the submission is 9s and 8s. One Chaos Rising pack. All right, let's get this Chaos Rising opened. Thank you, Mr. Jesse Salinas, for supporting our stream. What did you guys think of the Jason Page story? I think him doing that does look bad, and he shouldn't have done it. There's a lot of layers to it. The AGS grading does not add value to the signature. not so much that it would be better than a nice fossil Gengar. And the fake Pokemon card was insane. You should not be trading any kids fake Pokemon cards. Huge mistake. The last part is maybe where there's still some controversy where it's like, does his signature have value? Now, my argument is that Jason Page, he is the voice of the opening song. He is actively shooting the value of his signature in the foot. So that's on him. He's doing actions that make people dislike him, but you can't get around it. He is the artist who did the music. All right, he's going to be a part of Pokemon history forever. And so he ought to get some PR coaching. Somebody from Pokemon needs to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Why don't we just get you a booth and you can just sign cards instead of doing what you're doing?" I don't know why he does it that way. It's just a bad strategy. He needs to protect his own brand. Like everybody's got a brand. I got a brand. You got a brand. If you don't have to think of it that way, but that's kind of how it works. And his behaviors here are detracting from his brand. Oh yeah, you said new bag, didn't you? I'm such a goof. All right, new bag. I've been tuning into the Lego controversy. Yeah, so Karis and I actually listened a lot to the bricks and minifigs, like lawyer takes while we were driving because we wanted to be entertained. It was a long drive, dude. It was like 7.5 hours, 7.5 hours of driving. It like drives you to madness because we just did it in one take. We didn't do like overnight or anything like that. It was just one drive straight there, straight back in order to get it done as fast as we can. So it was pretty painful. And I also was listening to the bricks and minifigs controversy, every little last bit of it. There's a point where it gets a little bit repetitive, but it's such a fun story. And we could talk about that as well. We were just talking about Jason Page. If you guys want to leave your thoughts or your comments about it in the live chat, I'll read your thoughts about it. How do you guys feel about him in general? I have mixed feelings. I like him. I don't like his behavior here. Here's Joseph Smith, the Star Wars Series 1. I like what he contributed to Pokemon, but I think what he's doing actively hurts his brand. So I feel like he needs to be tapped on the shoulder and be told, "Don't ever do this again." And I would be like, if you want to sell your signature, you need to get a booth at a Collecticon. Some people in the comments section were correctly pointing out that when you get a signature from virtually anyone else related to Pokemon, you have to get in a huge line and wait hours for their stuff. And then when it's your turn, you have to pay for merch, you have to pay for the actual signature, and it gets pretty close to a value of like $100. And I agree with that. I went to Collecticon in Kansas City and there was an $80 fee to get the signature of the actor Darth Maul. So from Star Wars Episode 1, the actor for Darth Maul was there, and the just for the signature, it was $80. He could sign something that you gave him, or he had a bunch of like pictures of himself. You could buy that for like another $80. It'd be like $160. So, and then if you didn't want to have to wait 7 hours in line, you could pay this like $100 fee to skip the line. That adds up fast. It's like $260 to get his signature and not have to wait in line. Okay, so some people in the comment section were correctly pointing out, okay, so if Jason Page's signature does have any value, could be like $80, could be maybe $100, and that would be about the value of a poor condition raw Gengar. So it's not as absurd as it would seem, but again, there's layers to it all. The AGS value, not that good. The fake card looks pretty corny, looks pretty tacky. Jason Page just approaching a kid and selling or maybe the kid approached him, but he's not at a booth. So, doing this trade in a sort of unofficial way, all of those things just look so tacky. No class. All right, Joseph Smith, let's grab your bag. Oh, you got a lot of stuff, don't you, right? Is that the deal? Joseph Smith, what do we do with you? You're up here. You're in the JX box. Here we are. Those are all popular people. Jason Page just made the song 30 years ago. Haha, his hype died years ago. Here we are. I don't know about that. So I think that's speculation. Has he ever had a booth? I don't even know if he's ever had a booth. Has Jason Page ever had a booth where he sits down and signs cards? Here we are. Set this up here. Of course, he's kind of damaged his ability to sell his own signature, right? Because if he never had any negative press, imagine a world where Jason Page never damaged his own reputation ever. And then one day he just sat down at the tables after singing, by the way. So he sings the song, he does a cool job. He sits down, he's got his own booth, and you can just go walk up and get your signature with him. And I think that would totally change the perspective. People would be like, "Oh, look, I got the Jason Page signature." So because again, it's still kind of cool, right? All right, Harry Potter guys, I'm adding it to the bag. You know the bag? So this is the bag of the new card sets. Jason Page is a vendor. He gives fake cards for real ones multiple times. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad look. I agree. That's a pretty easy headline for any article you could write about what occurred. So he needs to stick to real cards. He needs to stick to PSA grading or no grading, which is also fine. AGS graded fake card for a real Gengar. And also it was the fact that it was a kid. That's another layer here. So if he had traded like a full grown adult, the same exact trade, but the guy he's trading is like 35 years old, you'd be looking at it and be like, wow, he's got kind of a sweet thing. I wouldn't make that trade, but you know, he's trading with the 35-year-old, so who cares, right? It was the fact that it was a kid. So it's like he should have just given the kid the signature for free. That's good PR. He should have said, "Hey, kid, have my signature for free," because it's a kid. Instead, he's doing this very shrewd sort of like, "Ooh, what can I get from you? You know, can I twist what can I twist out of you? You know, turn you upside down and shake you until your lunch money comes out of your pockets." So all of those things stack up to a very, very bad look. All right, so we're looking at more orders. Ah, I see here. Okay, so here's a $75 order. 2 days ago, Matt Hansen, $75 toward my slab away. All right, that's Matt Hansen from 2 days ago. Let's see, Matt Hansen, group of hidden fates. Let me update this. So you have 240 minus 75, 165 remaining. What do you guys think Jason Page has to do to recover from this? Obviously, he has to cease and desist. He can't do it anymore. I wonder if there's a goodwill kind of thing he can do. He probably won't, but I'm just saying, like, I'm there's so much anger and hatred toward him now. Not smart. I mean, I wouldn't have done it. It's so obvious. I wouldn't have done it. All right, we're gonna jump over here. We're gonna go to orders. Do you watch Jason Page response video? I had no idea that he posted a response video. No, I didn't know about that. All right, so next up, let's see. We had a June 5th TAM XO order to Lord of the Rings. We took care of that. And then an Eric Lay order on June 6th. That was 2 days ago. Can you please ship to blah, 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 blah? Priority shipping. Ooh, okay, Eric. Eric wanted priority shipping. Let's get that for him. Here it is. Very good. He offered to get in contact with the kids and settle it behind closed doors. It's on Facebook, his own page. Yeah. Do you watch the Jason Page response? He has to make another song, maybe a pokey apology song. Go watch it. It's a minute long. You'll like his response. His response video only made it worse. He's on copium. Like, look, guys, the card was in bad condition, anyways. Oh God. All right. So I'm gonna take care of Mr. Eric here. Eric ordered some shipping. Wait, let me go back. Let's watch it together. All right, the things we do. All right, let's grab this. Oh, he gave me a different address too. He doesn't want to ship to the other address. Oh, all right, so let's get this taken care of. We're going over here to packages. Okay, so we've never shipped this guy before. First time shipping. Mr. Eric Galay is pretty cool. He kind of came in and went pretty deep pretty fast. Okay. Da 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 da. He people do this thing where if they have to write their address down, they will write it in out of order, basically. There he goes. All right, there we go. Let's grab his email. Nowadays, if somebody ever asks me for my shipping address, I like give them the perfect setup because I understand that they actually need it like formatted before it will actually go. Okay. And we're going to hit print on this. All right. All right, cool. Maybe I should email him real fast. I'm going to go ahead and email him to let him know that I just got that. Oops. All right. Just got back from out of town and printed your label. Will be packaged up Monday. All right, cool. Mr. Eric. There we go. All right, I'm finishing that AO break. Or maybe I buy a vintage pack. Here we are. Good. It's Russ. Someone tipped Mister to watch it with us. Oh my God, that'd be pretty funny. JP claimed his fake card was worth 175 because of his signature being the full signature on a promo card from AGS graded, and the Gengar was worth 75 on the high end because it was HP damaged. Yeah, I mean, I think that him trying to defend his position is, again, he just needs like a PR coach. Because if you can see the whole internet hates it, you should just come out and say, like, oh, my bad, guys. You know, I didn't really think about it too hard. I'm going to make it all better. I'm going to give him his Gengar back. And that's it. He'll be like, you know what? I should have thought about it more, but I was just in a rush. You know, I was hot and sweaty. You know, there's a lot of things he could say. My stomach was upset that day. I wasn't thinking about it. The kid was happy to give me the card. I didn't really question it. I didn't know he could say something like, you know, I didn't know the value of the Gengar on the fly. It just was a card he was giving me in exchange for my signature. So there's a lot of things he can say, but to actually defend it, I wouldn't defend it. I would just be like, oops, it was an accident. Let me give it back to him. All right. But if you're like measuring it like, well, you know, my signature is worth about 175. And this card's it's all beat up like your mama's. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get this Gyarados up into the Poke Shuffles now. Poke Shuffle Gyarados, guys. So how's Disneyland? Did you have a good vacation? I would not call it a vacation because I did not relax at all. There was no point where I was relaxed. It was in and out so that I wouldn't miss too many stream days. We come back to the fortress out here. We are. No, we looked at homes. We had a real estate agent. I don't think the real estate agent believed I could afford the house I was looking at. It's like, yes, I can. But we were looking at some prestigious lake houses. The thing is, if we sell all of our properties out here, we absolutely can afford a nice lake house in Nashville. So because we have 3 properties in Lake of the Ozarks, and then we have a dual income and no kids. So, and I've got some pretty expensive Pokemon cards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we definitely could buy a lake house in Nashville, and that's what we went there to see. And so we shopped their lake houses. There's not a lot for sale. What they have is a flood reserve, or is it reservoir? It might be called a reservoir, and it's controlled and operated by the Army Corps or something like that, Army Corps of Engineering. And what they do is when the river is flooding, they pour a bunch of water into the reservoir. So they use the reservoir to control They used the reservoir to control the river. We are. So they have kind of a big lake thing going on out there too, a big snaky lake just north of Nashville. And that could be a very serious move for us. Pack our bags up and just go to Nashville. That's a consideration. It's one of the big considerations. It's actually probably the number one consideration right now. Did you take pictures of the homes? No, it's not necessary. The pictures are all online. Um, yeah, there's some nice lake houses, and not too many though. And I guess Nashville's kind of popping off right now. Actually, the roads just outside of where the lake houses were extremely busy. So it was so crowded, I hated it. Out here in Lake of the Ozarks, no traffic. Every single road in Nashville packed to the brim on a weekend. It was extremely crowded. All right, guys, there's no orders in the queue. We're all out of orders. Happy Sunday, by the way. We need a view bounty tonight of 76, not to be confused with 67. So we need 76 viewers. Let's see. Look at this for daytime. Only 61 on the next daytime. Huh? That'll be what, Monday? So tomorrow's Monday. We have two new products, actually. So first of all, we got the Harry Potter Quidditch Cup, right? But we also got this other thing. Riftbound Unleashed Restock. So this is the latest set from Riftbound, and we sold out of 2 cases of it, which I did not anticipate that at all. 2 cases sold through of a set we've never sold before. I mean, that's pretty strong numbers. I don't know if they'll keep going like that. I don't know how it's going to be in the future, but those are very good looking numbers. That's better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity V. Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity V, we've barely finished. I mean, we've almost finished, is what I meant to say, the first case. In the meanwhile, these are 2 cases gone. 2 cases, and now we got to restock on the Unleashed. Hey, look at this. This is that new set that came out, not Riftbound, Brown Dust, Brown Booty Dust. These have been a big seller. But I don't think anything is sold better than these English booster packs right here. So we've got these Ascended Heroes. I'll just snip one open. Oregon sucks. Just moved to Oregon. If you are new and would like to place an order. So Oregon has one advantage. Oregon has no sales tax. However, that's like for local sales. So if I'm a seller selling Pokemon cards to another guy in Oregon, no sales tax. Great. You know, and I think that's how it works. But you could also get that in Delaware, by the way. Delaware has that. I think Alaska is the other place that has that. So they do the no sales tax. And that's useful for running a vault. Not so useful for selling off your gigantic Pokemon card collection across the US. So if I move into Nashville and I drag into Nashville with me, if I cross state lines with $1 million of Pokemon cards, or let's say even $2 million of Pokemon cards, if I drag $2 million of Pokemon cards across state lines to a place like Nashville, Tennessee, and I sell the whole thing gets liquidated, and it sells for 2 million. Do you know I save about $100,000 in taxes if I do that? It's not insignificant. At the same time, Karis is saving 5% on her income, which isn't small. And I'm still saving 5% on my regular income, not just the special sale. It's a lot of money. That would be over 100,000 if we did that. So yeah, it's no taxes is meaningful. I say this thing, and it's true. Money goes where it's treated best. And I think that's been happening all over the country. You see this unwinding of these very traditional places that have been the big, good places to live, like New York has been very good. New York does not exactly have the best weather in the country, right? How about Chicago? Chicago is very similar. It's not exactly the best weather in the country. You know, they get heat, they get really frigidly cold. And yet it's been one of the best places to live for many years. But now you see that unwinding a little bit. You see people moving to places like Nashville. Nashville has a little bit of a milder winter if you look at it. But you see Nashville gaining all these people. Well, what are they doing? They're doing their math. They're sitting down with their taxes going, oh my God, I could save 100,000 if I moved here. And you're looking at the houses, you're like, oh, the houses are pretty good too. And so you go, well, why do I have to live here in spot A with bad weather? I could just live in spot B with bad weather. And then some people are even, perhaps they're from California or something, going, I really like the good weather in California, but I want to save 13.5% on my income. So you have that going on, and people are going, where do we go to get the best deal? One of those places is Nashville. So I had to research it, and that's what we did over the weekend. Freeze, Mr. Hand is Mitch Connor from South Park. I was just a drifter drifting from town to town. All right, so here's Javier. What's up, Mr. Three Ascended Heroes? You got it, Mr. Javier. How's it going today, man? 1, 2, 3. New York can have intense winter and summer. Makes everything smelly. Ugh. Yeah, so I was, that was one of the things I realized is it makes, at least in California and Hawaii, it makes sense. You're living on a tropical island. You got the coastal Mediterranean weather in California. At least the weather makes sense, right? But it doesn't even make sense in places like New York and Chicago. Those places are like hot and cold. They got tough weather. You can have tough weather in a city that's currently, branding itself as one of the lowest tax burdens in the whole country. And that would be Nashville. But also, I think Florida's on that list, one of the lowest tax burdens in the entire country. I think that Las Vegas and Reno is on that list too. Those are places I don't understand. I need to see them. Reno's a big temptation, although I think Reno's far less developed than Nashville. Nashville is actually pretty far along. Okay, you ready? Hey, what's up, Mr. Brandon? Working 70 hours this week at work right now. I'm tired. All right, so we've got Him on Top, Soul Rock, Kangaskhan, Basic Energy. Ooh, Reno is nice. There we go. Yeah, I've heard Reno's pretty nice. I've thought about maybe buying a house in Las Vegas, and then when the summer heat gets really intense, we just go to San Diego maybe, because they want to build like a super train, like a choo-choo train that goes between the two states. And I said, okay, what if we just had like a condo in San Diego that we just took the train to? But I don't know how that would exactly work. I mean, I guess that would leave my cards alone. I don't like that, so I don't know. The problem for where you were sake with Florida wouldn't that be the humidity and weather a risk to your business? Yeah, so Florida has pretty consistent hurricanes, so that's an additional risk. I don't think the humidity is a big deal unless our AC kicks out or something like that. So there's a risk in most states actually. There's some kind of risk or another. One of the states with very little risk is actually Reno. Reno has some of the lowest natural disaster risk. No tornadoes. There's no fires because there's barely any trees. And so, yeah, Reno and Las Vegas have very low natural disaster risk. Here's Mr. Javier. They have extreme heat. I guess that could be bad for your cards, right? Like, because that would mean every card that gets shipped to me gets shipped through the heat. Mister's going to be jacking it in San Diego like Stan. Yeah. Don't come back to, or don't say I didn't warn you when you're jacking it in San Diego. There we go. All right, cool, man. Very nice. I'm going to hit refresh on the website. Let's see if we have a new website order. Stan streaking. Here's Mr. Randy. Hey, what's up, Randy? He's got an order for Pokemon Abyssai times 10. That's right, Abyssai's out with that super cool Darkrai. We gotta pull that Darkrai, guys. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How's this product doing? Is it going up in value? Is it getting more expensive? I feel like it's gonna. Is he ready? So okay, so we talked about Jason Page. I mentioned that I did watch a lot of that. Uh, hey, what's up, Randy? The bricks and minifigs stuff. I am very well versed on the bricks and minifigs story. We were talking about places to move. Do you guys want my opinion on Nashville now? Do you guys want me to go into detail? Because I did just do a very intense examination of Nashville. Pasta this. Okay, you ready? Here's a cold one. No, you should talk about blah, blah, blah. Cold. Nashville. I've driven by Nashville multiple times on the way to Florida. So I used to live in St. Louis, and I pretty much grew up in a suburbia on it's in an area called the St. Charles County outside of St. Louis. So we didn't live in St. Louis City. We lived outside of it, but nearby. It was like a 30-minute drive. And then when I got older, I did actually live in St. Louis briefly. So I lived in the city county of St. Louis for a full year. And then most of the time I lived, once Kirsten and I were able to buy a home, we bought a home in, once again, the St. Charles County area. So I've lived in the St. Louis area for most of my life. I remember when you thought I was a joke. What? I didn't think you were a joke. Let's put this over here. What do you mean? There we go. So, and then my relatives live in Kansas City, all of them. So I visited Missouri, Kansas City a lot. Kansas City Chiefs. Missouri's been called a flyover state. It's known for the World Fair back in the day, the Cardinals. We got some stuff like the St. Louis Zoo's kind of nice. There's this cool thing called the Muni. It's an outdoor Broadway. It's pretty nice. It's in a place called Forest Park. You can get free seats out there if you sit on the outer edge of it. So, St. Louis City, eventually that would become this place known for Black Lives Matter, because that's where it started. That was in the North County of St. Louis, and violent crime. Yes, wonderful. Violent crime. So Missouri is famous at some point for being the murder capital of America because so many people would get killed over like drug and gang wars. Just terrible stuff. So nobody really, I don't know anybody from my childhood who's like, I can't wait to get into the vibrant city of St. Louis. Nobody talks that way. Everyone talks about like, oh, I can't believe we live next to St. Louis. And I can't wait to get further away from it, out into Wentzville and O'Fallon. The aquarium was once the best in the nation. Yeah, perhaps. Oh, we're also known for Budweiser Busch, right? Busch Stadium, the Busch family, very wealthy family in America and in St. Louis. Although I don't know how they're doing these days, but they sold Anheuser-Busch to InBev, which is a German company. So it's no longer Missouri owned, sadly. Also, another thing about Missouri, Missouri is where the company Enterprise was created and owned. It's still privately owned. So Enterprise, the car rental company, the biggest one in America, that's from Missouri. So just little fun things. All right. Thank you, Mr. Randy. I appreciate it. So I've grown up here my whole life, and it has a certain like, you know, it's like a Midwest feel, I guess. I don't think it's like Minnesota. They call Minnesota, Wisconsin, Chicago. They call that Midwest. Missouri is just above the Rust Belt. So it's just above the southern states. And during the Civil War, Missouri actually split in half. The lower half of Missouri, the Springfield side, that was actually considered part of the South. And then so you had Missourians shooting Missourians during the Civil War. Brothers, they would fight against each other because one would join the Confederates and the other would join the Union, right? And so that's part of Missouri history is Missouri split in two during the Civil War. And I've lived here. When you drive over to Tennessee, Tennessee borders Missouri. We share a border. When you drive over there, it's the exact same land. It's the exact same topography, the same trees, the same cliffs and mountains or hills, whatever you want to call them. It feels identical. I mean, you almost feel like you're just in another part of Missouri. Same like when you cross through Kentucky, because you have to do that. You cross through Illinois and Kentucky at some point. So if you're going to Florida or North Carolina or whatever you're doing, you cross through a little bit of Illinois, just the southern tip, and you cross through a little bit of Kentucky, and then you cross through a little bit of Tennessee. It's all the same. It's like it's all clustered together. It feels precisely the same. It's Midwestern, but it's kind of closer to the South, so it gets a bit warmer in the summer, but it's not truly the South, right? Like people don't talk like this. Well, shucks, they don't do that, especially not in Missouri. So I don't know about the other two places, Kentucky and Tennessee. There might be an element of that. I'm not sure. But we don't do that. Like in St. Louis, you won't hear that anywhere. It virtually doesn't exist. So, well, shucks. You just don't hear that in Missouri. But so Tennessee is a little bit lower down in the on the map, right? It's south of Missouri. I don't know. Was Tennessee a southern state? It probably was. Actually, when you're driving there, there's a big southern flag on the highway at one point. So I don't know. I guess the South will rise again or something like that, right? So I don't know why anyone says that or thinks that because it's the most ridiculous idea. It's such an old war. Like no one's dying for that, bro. People want to play Pokemon and play Star Wars Battlefront these days. They don't want to die over some like ancient war. Anyway, so they still fly that old flag in some places, but I didn't really see it in Tennessee at all. And Tennessee's pretty mixed. When I was there, for every white dude, it felt like there was a Mexican dude and a black dude. So it's pretty mixed. It's pretty diverse, I guess I would say. And that's how it felt as a city, and it felt very similar to St. Louis that way. St. Louis is very diverse too. So St. Louis is diverse, and Tennessee felt pretty diverse. But I didn't really sense much tension. What I did notice about because in St. Louis there is tension. If I don't know about now, I haven't been there in like 5 years. If you drove through certain parts of St. Louis, it felt like you might get mugged or shot. It really did. It felt just intensely bad in some areas. That's not true for the places we drove around in Nashville, Tennessee, and we tried to do a lot of driving, okay? So we tried to go all over. It felt a lot more relaxed. I didn't feel the same tension, and people seemed to be getting about pretty easily. Um, it felt very poor in some areas. So there were parts of Tennessee that were really, really not taken care of, which is also true for some parts of St. Louis too. But I suspect the fact that Tennessee does not collect taxes on people means they have no money for taking care of their roads. And so we're driving through Tennessee and they got like these really rich looking places that are bustling and hustling and big buildings going up. Construction everywhere, by the way. So it's growing. Uh, and yet the roads are just so trashy, dude. Like they don't take care of the roads at all. Like Jesus, dude. There needs to be like a road fund. Oh yeah, that's taxes. So, but they don't do taxes. They do sales tax only. And yeah, their roads were terrible. So bad. Just dirt and grass growing through the concrete everywhere and potholes and yeah, but yeah, it was fine. I didn't think much of it, because I've seen so much already in life. Didn't really matter. But you could sense it was not always a very wealthy city, and maybe that's changing. Maybe there's some gentrification. You can sense that there's a lot of older, poor houses. Actually, it looks kind of like Springfield, Missouri in that way. Springfield, Missouri has a lot of very small homes that look very cheap and like they were built in the 1980s or older. So Tennessee had a lot of that, a lot of cheap small homes. I doubt they're cheap now. They're probably like 400,000 now, or I could be wrong, could be overestimating how much they've gotten expensive by, but people are moving there. Corporations are resettling into Tennessee to save money, just like they did with Dallas, Texas, or Texas in general, just like they did with Florida. But Tennessee is this area that doesn't have extreme heat. There's no extreme heat, just luscious trees and mild weather. It doesn't get that hot and it doesn't get that freezing cold either. So it's got kind of a sweet spot going on for it. And I would argue Missouri's not that different from that. When you map over the weather, Missouri gets cold in January and February, cold enough for snow and ice. And I love it. I actually like the winter. I wouldn't want winter to last too long. And that's kind of how it works over here. It doesn't last too long. If you go further north, it lasts a long time. It's really nasty. So we get, a couple inches of snow every year in Missouri. But so I bet Tennessee is very similar to that. They probably get a couple inches and then it melts and yada bada bing bada boom is done. So and then their summer doesn't turn into like 120 degrees like Las Vegas for 4 months. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the queue, guys. I'm gonna take a look at the queue. We might be having a slow Sunday night, which is kind of like all Sunday nights. So I'm yapping, but that's because there's no orders in the queue to open. If you're waiting for some cards to open, you got to send in an order, baby. Yeah, there's no orders. I've taken care of all orders. They have tornadoes. Yes. Nashville has tornadoes. That's correct. So does Missouri. So, in fact, Joplin, Missouri had one of the worst tornadoes ever recorded. So recently recorded. So I live like 2 hours from Joplin. If you didn't know that, I'm close to Joplin. I'm gonna put in an order. Sweet. Sounds very humid and optimal for cards. Yeah, you don't have to leave your cards outside. You know that, right? You can just have them inside in air conditioning, right? Like CGC Cards is in, isn't it like Sarasota, Florida, or something like that? CGC card grading is in Florida, dude. So you don't have to have your house on air conditioning exists now. Anyways, so Tennessee, you want my overall rating for it? It's like S tier, dude. S tier. Cheap. You could tell it was cheap. You could tell it's in the middle of developing. Low property taxes. Low property taxes. Dallas doesn't have that. 2% property taxes in Dallas. They have some of the highest property taxes. Um, they have cold weather, unlike Florida. Florida just has hot weather. I like Florida a lot. Florida is probably S tier as well. Dallas is not S. I put Dallas down at like B tier, to be honest. It's huge. Dallas is huge, but it's like needlessly huge. It's just more Walmarts, more Taco Bells, and then it's just brutally hot. It's just so brutal. If you've lived there your whole life, you probably don't realize how brutal it is. It's just unreasonably hot. But the Tennessee weather got up to about 90, and it wasn't that bad. I went walking on their thing. Is called so they have a thing, right? And it's called Broadway Street, and it's like a big grid. It's like an X, and it's a whole bunch of buildings built like in the 1800s. So it's these old brick houses. We have the same thing in St. Charles, Missouri. Old houses from English settlers. But what they did with theirs, they actually turned them into like music venues. Every single building. That's what's interesting. So every single building is a music venue, and they're just booming music as loud as they can. So you go walking, and there's like a gazillion people out there. First of all, there's just like the whole road's taken over. There's nowhere to drive. There must be just thousands and thousands of people. Like the sidewalks pointless. The whole road's filled with people. And they're hot. It's all hot people. That's the wildest part. They're all hot. Even the old ladies are hot. You got like ladies in their 50s with like their titties out, like almost all the way out. Everyone's wearing cowboy hats, everyone's wearing cowboy boots, and they're fit. I didn't see any nose rings. I didn't see any blue hair. It was all cowboy hats and cowboy boots and just people looking like they're having a good time and like they're mentally healthy or something. And so it's a very strange feeling. You should go try it for yourself to see what you think of it. It's just people in cowboy hats and cowboy boots, and they're all really fit and very sexy, and they're just letting it all hang out. That's it. There was like so many blonde, blue-eyed girls. I was like shocked how many blonde because again, the area is very mixed, right? But they're just the swell of people there is shocking. And so there's just tons of hot people. Like you couldn't walk, 2 steps without literally bumping into a hot girl. And the guys are hot too, you know. So the guys are all super fit, cowboy hats, cowboy boots, just a gazillion like hot people. It's like an ocean of sexy people. That's it. They all look like they're DTF, and they're there to do a couple things: listen to music, dance, and drink alcohol. So that's it. So it's just like this endless pool of people that you could have sex with because they're all fit. And it's just sort of like, what the hell? Where am I? Like, I didn't experience that in New York City. I was in New York City for a whole week. I went walking like every single day in New York City. New York City's a very mixed place. This was not a mixed place. It was just young, hot people, like a college campus almost, but like even more people somehow. And they were only there to party, and it was a good feeling. So I feel like Nashville, I thought I was not going to like it cuz I don't like country music, and it wasn't really all country music. All I really recognized was very loud music. So they had a variety of what sounded like some country, some rock, some like, like classic rock kind of music. I didn't hear any rap. But yeah, I didn't really hear. I thought I was just gonna hear like honky tonk music and that was it. But it was a lot more ripped. It was a lot more, I'm sorry, it was a lot more, sorry, I was reading the comments. It was a lot more diverse, the music was. Let's see. Check out the third picture. Let's see. I seen a porker in one of those videos. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's gonna be some porkers as well. I was there, for example. Here's Eric Rodriguez, 4 brown dust. You got it, man. Let me get you some brown dust. All right. So I was impressed because I'd seen the pictures of it and I'd watched videos of it on YouTube, right? So I already knew what to expect. But I was actually surprised at how many hot people were there. I didn't expect the people to be so sexy. We are. We are. Very nice. J Dog, is that Gorlock? Let me put this over here. You ready? All right, Mr. Eric Rodriguez. The lake houses were fine. There is a downside to their lake houses. They're exceptionally expensive. The lake houses in Lake of the Ozarks are more affordable. So if you bought a lake house out here, it's cheaper. If you try to buy one in Nashville, you're going to pay almost triple for the same lake house. So that is one of the tough parts. If we wanted to move out there, we would need a pretty serious money ball to buy a lake house. Of course, we could move out there to a regular home and we could probably do that pretty easily. But if we wanted to buy a serious home like a lake house, like what we have right now, because that's our lifestyle right now, is we own a lake house. So if we wanted to buy a real serious home like a lake house, we'd have to put a gigantic money ball together to do something like that. And I think it's possible. Like I said, if we sold all three properties and then we pooled our money together and I sold off some of my good cards, I think we could do it. I think we could get over there into a lake house. Why do you want to move? The primary reason is taxation. Here's Eric Rodriguez. Taxation. We want to try and lower our tax burden. Here it is. Ooh. If I had already moved to Nashville, I would likely have already experienced massive price increase in my real estate properties because Nashville is so hot right now to move to. And then also at the same time, I would have saved like, I don't know, maybe like 5 years of income taxes, no state income tax. That's 5% of your income saved every year for, because in Missouri, I pay 5%. So that's 5% of my entire income saved for, maybe I would have done that for like 5 years if I'd moved there soon enough. You know how much money that is? It's a ridiculous amount. And then if all that money had just been invested the whole time, it's an even larger amount because that's what I would have done. I would have just invested all of it. So had I moved to Nashville, let's say 5 years ago, instead of Lake of the Ozarks, I'd be a lot wealthier. I would be a lot wealthier right now, but I didn't make that move. And so now I got to make a choice tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? Because that's how life works. What do you do the next day? So you gotta make optimal strategies. You got to decide what your smartest move is. Mr. CS Ben says, "Get me one of those ancient origin packs. You got it, man. All right, I like it. We got a big order with Mr. CS Man. Where are my ancient origins? We are. Moving keeps the body young. Is Mister going to be a swinger? Actually, Karis and I joked about that a little bit. It's like being out in Lake of the Ozarks kind of keeps you a little honest in the relationship because there's no one to really hook up with. I mean, unless you're into like 60-year-old grandmas, not a lot of young, hot people out here. Not too many options. Your options are limited. Number one, because it's not that populated. But number two, because, old people buy lake houses, not young people. So you move to if you move to Nashville, all of a sudden your options open up. And now you're surrounded by tons of hot people. And it's like, ooh, maybe that's not a good thing. You don't need the extra temptation. All right, here goes. So you got Meowth. Ready? Eevee. Nice. Good. Polygon. This is $255. Ancient Origins, everybody. Ball Toy. Malimar. All right, you ready? Virizion. That's not bad. That's a star card. So you got a rare reverse holo. And darn. Porygon Z non-holo. Lysandre and Ariados. All right. I thought for a second it was going to be holo. Mr. New York has a lot of attractive people too. You just have to go to the specific places in Manhattan. I agree. Like I said, I spent a week in New York and I walked New York every single day for like the whole time. But what was really fascinating about Nashville was the concentration of hot people in one area. It was just sort of like bizarre. Again, it was like a college campus, but it wasn't a college campus. And everyone was there to party and have a good time. So college campus, sometimes people are just there to do their schoolwork. We are. Been with a girl been with the girl, with my girl, 6'10" experience, one always gets jealous. He's he's saying that he's been with the guy who calls himself a girl with his girl. Here's Porygon. The centering on that one looks really good. Doesn't look too bad, right? Here's Porygon. Here's Eevee. And here's Meowth. Hell no. I'm just teasing, dude. Here's a ball toy. All right. So, anyways, as you guys know, Missouri is going to vote on whether to become a no tax state in August. And if it says no, Nashville is 100% an option. It's basically just other Missouri. It's like a different side of Missouri, virtually no difference at all, except it's got this cool little Broadway thing going on. And I can have a lake house over there anyways and have all the city amenities that we don't have in Lake of the Ozarks. I mean, heck, Karis and I were talking, and she was saying even if we did get turned into a no tax state, we should probably still move to Nashville because it's actually a city. Mr. CS Man, let's grab your bag. Unfortunately, no hollow. Yeah, that would make the pack much hotter if you had a hollow and a reverse hollow because that's two gradable cards. All right. You can grade the non hollow, obviously. Boop. Yeah, so Karis was speculating even if we do get the vote that we want, that she may still prefer to live in Nashville just because it's like this developed place. So we would lose our advantage in Lake of the Ozark. We have an advantage out here. We have a financial advantage. The financial advantage is that we bought a lake houses like 5 years ago, and we've been paying those mortgages down. And so, as you pay your mortgage down, you start to pay more of the equity in the home rather than the interest. You guys know that's how homes work, right? So when you initially buy a home, your house payments are mostly just for the interest, not for the equity. As time goes by, that formula changes. You start to pay more of the equity than the interest. So, as these houses get older, we're really starting to pay down the equity of the home. And then also as prices rise and our rent rises, we're able to actually profit from renting out the blue lake house, which is a rental unit. All right, we're out of order, guys. Slow night. Mr. is my favorite comedian. Unfortunately, no hollow. All right, I'm gonna head out. See you tomorrow. See you later, Mr. CS Man. Chris, you won the Dialga break. Triple six Mafia North Memphis. What? Hey, how about these? We need to be rotating some slabs tonight, don't we? So we need to be rotating these guys. Haha. We got Slow King, Lightning, Umbreon. Let's get these up here. All right. How about this Lightning? So this was a $65 card. Is Tammy here? Tammy, this card hasn't sold at $65. You want me to continue to post it for 65? Need to ship ASAP. That's cool. Love that card. Let's grab this. The Airbnb we were in cost me like $800, by the way. That guy made bank off of me because that house was terrible. It was this dorky little house, but he didn't even bother putting in a king size bed. It was a queen. Ugh. I should have just gotten a hotel room at that point. I like the Airbnbs better than the hotel rooms, to be honest. Hotel rooms don't feel very private. They're like, they're noisy, they're loud. Yeah, I like the privacy of the Airbnbs, but so I go to this Airbnb that we rented for like 800 for a total. It had to be for 3 days, unfortunately. And he puts a freaking queen size mattress in there and then as stiff as a board. Neither of us could get comfortable on it. You can lower it by 10%. All right, so we'll lower it to what is that, like 59? You got it. He puts a queen size bed into an Airbnb that costs like 200 a night or whatever it is, maybe over 200. Mister, did I miss shipping? No. You mean like the next round of shipping? The next round of shipping is on Monday. The next round of shipping is on Monday. Okay. There you go, Timmy. You got lightning. All right, what else needs to be repriced? Here's another lightning That's also Tammy. So we got a $40 Lightning for Resurgence of Power, and we got Opus 1 Lightning on the left. Now, this one's much nicer, is the truth. So this one's nice. This one's a little older. So notice this is from good old 2016. That's already 10 years old, by the way, guys. This is a 10-year-old card. But this one's only 4 years old. And she's in like her warrior outfit or something like that. So, but there you go. So you got two Cardconomist graded cards. Here's this Galarian Slow King Team Rocket Grunt. I don't know if I can change the price on these. I would like to. Here's an Anthony Haymeyer Oath of Z SCR. See, I'd like to change the price on these, but I don't want to lower the price too much. Here's a collecting set Suna. I'll lower this one to $540. I'm going to send $9 to ship. Sounds good, man. The Umbreon to 35. All right, the Umbreon to 35. So we'll update that one to 540 just to have a 10% reduction to give it a chance to sell. I think this is also a Tammy card, right? So this is the Sanrio BR, right? Let's take a quick look at it, Tammy. Let's see if there's been any changes. Ooh, we got some eBay stuff to print too. Okay. Sanrio BR. What do you guys think of my experiences in Nashville? Honestly, like I said earlier, probably S tier, man. It was feeling very good. It felt like top quality investment location. There was nothing wrong with it. It was like a better version of Kansas City or St. Louis. And then the weather was fine. Oh, here we are. 15 watchers, $200. Your price is fine, actually. This price is correct on this card, everybody. $200. You just have to find a buyer. You can lower all of mine for 10%. All right, so you're going to go with $180 on yours. That makes yours a little more sexy, in fact. There it goes. So she's got a great price on this Sanrio Hello Kitty card, 180, everybody. Ooh, did you hear that? All right, so there's Lightning. I don't think we have a consignment break running right now. Okay, so the Umbreon's coming down to 35. If you and Karis like it, go for it. You only have one life. Well, we're still considering some other options like Reno. Reno's probably the other biggest consideration. One of the biggest considerations was Nashville. The other biggest consideration was Reno, Nevada. And that would place us, by the way, very close to California. So we could have easy flights into California, I'm sure. And I guess that's kind of fun, maybe. I don't know. But I think Nashville might be the optimal financial move. All right. Ooh, that's pretty cheap for the Umbreon. Hey, what's up, local Soul Reaper? How's it going, man? What's happening next? What we got next? We got an order from Mr. Justin Sipe. No death tax in Nevada. Here's Justin with 2 Ascended Heroes and 2 live costumes. You got it, man. Live customs. Could I see the Dialga slab, mister, or is it downstairs? You guessed it already. It's in the shipping area, and I don't want to run and get it. You'll see it when it arrives if you did order shipping. It's the same Rainbow Dialga PSA 10 from Ultra Prism. 2 cold ones. Sorry, man. That's really rough, actually. Just in sight. Let's see if you get lucky in these, though. We'll see how I feel about your luck here. I just ordered shipping. Nice. All right. So yeah, it would be nice. I've already visited New York before. It would be nice to visit California just to know what that's like. It is. My sisters remember California. I don't. I was too young. Totodile. I want to know what there is to miss out on if you move to a place like Nashville instead of moving all the way out to a place like San Diego or maybe moving out to San Francisco or whatever the popular place in California is right now. Weed is not legal in Tennessee. Yeah, I noticed that because when we were walking the main street of Tennessee, I did not smell any weed. And I was like, ooh, wow. Haven't experienced that in a while. Nowadays, when you go walking in public, you just smell that skunky ass weed everywhere, dude. Everywhere there's weed. So we were walking around out there and just fresh air, it's just clean air. That was it. And I was like, as a person who doesn't smoke weed, didn't bother me one bit. I was like, that's kind of nice, actually. I don't have to smell skunk weed anymore. I can just walk and not smell weed. And I don't think anyone should be in trouble for smoking it, but yeah, it was just kind of nice, actually. Again, I don't smoke it, so didn't bother me that it was illegal, but I don't think anyone should be in trouble for it. I don't think it's that, I don't think it's worth putting people in trouble for it. It's actually kind of crazy that people can drink alcohol and have alcohol poisoning that kills them and then get in a car crash after drinking alcohol. And that's been legal this whole time. But then weed, which is less harmful than alcohol, is illegal. It just doesn't make. So you've heard that. I'm probably preaching to the choir. But yeah, I understand all those arguments really well. But so that was one of the things Kirsten and I noticed right away. We looked at each other and I said, no weed. You can't smell weed anywhere. Here it is. All right. St. Louis, you can drink in public. Where are you from? I was originally from St. Louis, and right now I'm living in Lake of the Ozarks. Justin, you had such a tough round there. I'm going to put you in the second chance break, okay? 6-7 or 7-6. Which one is it? Heard great things about Nashville. Yeah, and you're only going to hear great things from me as well because my experience with it was very positive. They had like this super crazy fancy. It seemed like they had this stadium that had just been built, and we were driving by it, and it was filled to the brim. Like every single, you could see. So I was taking an Uber in and out of the city because I didn't understand the city very well, and I didn't want to bother with parking or anything like that. So we were taking an Uber in and out of the city, and oh my God, was that stadium full? I guess they were having some kind of country music rock star event. And I just, it's so crazy how full it was. It was like every seat was taken, and you can see it very visibly from the road. So you can see how excited, like how much energy there was over there. It was really interesting. All right. I meant viewers. We have 72 viewers. Oh, yeah. We need to hit 76 viewers. 6-7. So we need to hit 76 viewers. We're very close, actually. And that activates the giveaway, by the way. We have an order from Mr. PDX, 5 of the junk packs. You got it. 5 of the junk packs. So these are our very popular junk packs. These cost $3 each. I sell out all the time, and then I have to go back and make new ones. Ready? Oh, I should just do it like this. We should get you one from the front. I was going to grab you 5 in a row, but what I like to do is I like to grab 5 random ones from the box. I go 1, 2, 3 from the middle, 4, and 5 from the back. There we go. Okay, so you get a mix of them because I pulled them at 5 intervals throughout the box. TCC, I can't see my emojis. What did I do? Or what do I do? Yeah, people were complaining about that. They were saying they were having problems with that. I think it's a YouTube issue right now. I miss you guys. Hey, what's up, Cody? Welcome back, Cody. I was gone for 2 whole streams. What do you guys? How you guys feel about that? Those Friday streams and Saturday streams are pretty serious business. So just missing those streams, it was like it was like a really expensive opportunity cost to not be at those streams. All right. Wow, that's like a full-on hit. What kind of booster pack is this? That ain't even junk. I got that Gengar 10 the other day. I love that promo. Says J-Dog. Nice. By the way, I tried to grade a bunch of the Trick or Trade Umbreons with PSA. Not a single one got a 10. Once again, proving PSA 10, the new certs are very tough, and showing you how the Trick or Trade Umbreons and Gengars and Pikachus, why are they selling for so much money? Well, it's not necessarily from the price of the pack. It's from the fact that you just can't get one to grade 10. There's so many poorly printed ones. It feels dirty or wrong when you miss a stream. Does it? Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of twiddling my thumbs. I wasn't sleepy. I couldn't fall asleep. It was bad. I missed so much sleep over the last couple days. I'm very tired right now, in fact. I can't wait to sleep in my bed, my comfortable bed. If we have a booster box for sale, do you buy it all? I buy booster boxes. If you have one you'd like to sell me, I might be interested. I can't guarantee you that I buy it, but you know who will always buy it? eBay. Here's Marilyn. Okay, Buzz Lightyear. The checklist. Look how weird this stuff is. Some of this stuff's really weird. All right. I bought Karis a cowgirl hat. Here we are. We went out to eat at a Chinese buffet in Tennessee, and it was like in a bad part of town. It felt very janky, but it was still kind of fun. It was all really fresh. It had just opened up, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah. Ooh. You know, one thing we didn't do, we didn't try their Nashville hot chicken that they're, I guess, known for or something, but we walked by a whole bunch of people eating it. It really does just look like fried chicken with hot sauce. And I was like, I don't need that. Do two, three, four, five. All right. That's for Mr. PDX. Now, where are we storing you? Are we keeping you over in the P boxes? Because I suspect we're not doing that. I suspect we aren't. That's Mr. Arturo, Mr. Gordon. There's Arturo again. The only downside to the junk packs is we don't have enough room for them all. They don't fit. Yeah, so I know. Here's your bags. Here's Phil Vasquez. Do you collect Lorcana? No, I don't collect Lorcana, but I hear Lorcana's doing really good right now. So good on Disney for having success with Lorcana. Need my weekly junk. Do you expect Magic the Hobbit set to shoot up in price similar to Lord of the Rings? Maybe, maybe. I think when the Lord of the Rings thing went off, it had like some pretty hard to beat publicity. So I wouldn't anticipate it doing better than that unless they were doing the exact same trick. If they were doing the exact same trick where it was like, the one ring, the one ring, the one ring. Did you hear about the one ring? If they don't have that going for them this time, I wouldn't anticipate it being as crazy as last time. All right, so here's the deal, PDX. You got a lot of cards now. So we ought to store you in a place for a guy who has a lot of cards, but we don't have a P box overflow. I think I'm going to put you in a yellow box. This is the box we used to keep Diane's stuff in. Who's this? This is Diane. Yep, Diane Bailey. Ooh, I hope Diane Bailey comes back out. We haven't seen her in a little while. What doesn't interest you about Lorcana? Probably the fact that it's Disney. Disney's not doing well right now, in my opinion. What happened to Disney? You got like Mandalorian Grogu's barely gonna even break even on their cost. Nobody's excited for Star Wars anymore. They don't do like the hand drawn animations anymore, like their old stuff. They're good, like their golden era. Lion King, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, I don't know. Just all those were like really great shows back when I was a kid. Now they're making like, man, I didn't even like the Frozen stuff with the like 3D. I think it's all this 3D animation. I hate 3D animation. So you got like the Frozen girls, and they're all like, I don't know. I don't like looking at them, man. They're like annoying to look at. It's like they tried to make the characters too pretty or something, and it's in 3D, and it's just super annoying somehow. But now they got like these bean mouth characters. I hate the bean mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Where they all got like this stupid ass, like their mouth is shaped like that or something. It just makes me want to cut my eyes out when I see it. I can't stand it. And so I don't know what Disney's working on these days that gets you excited, but I can't think of one thing. And there's so much political messaging, and it's just too much, and I can't. And they ruined Star Wars, so I'm very bitter about it. But yeah, so the Disney brand, I know for a fact, has been doing poorly because if you look at their stock performance is dog poo, absolute dog poo. And it's because they're not making as much money as they should be making on their TV shows and movies. Here's Mr. Jack Gray with two other shuffles. So I like the idea of Lorcana, but I'm worried just because it has the Disney brand behind it. Now, the other thing is we just weren't selling a lot of it. So I bought it and it just wasn't a fast seller. So that's the other reason that I haven't gone nuts on Lorcana. Oh, look at that. You're pulling ace, man. All right. Lorcana is different than their movie performance. I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. It's all good. All right. Woman Layer, Femme Slayer. All right. So ace is going to be a great pull for you, Mr. Jack. Let's go find it. It's very important, in my opinion, for Disney's movies to perform well, for their brand to continue to hold up. That's true for Pokemon too. Pokemon's not allowed to have flop after flop after flop. It's just not allowed. They have to make good content. And the future will be decided by that. Whoever makes good content wins. If you make bad content, you lose. All right, let's see. Is this it? Oh, here it is. All right, you ready? Is that right? OP7? $75 ace. All right. I have over 140 Gentle Giant Star Wars statues, so I'm bitter about Disney killing Star Wars. Andrew was the only good movie. Yeah. Hopefully it can be revived or something. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I have this feeling like Disney is never going to sell Star Wars. So it's going to be like a permanent Disney fixture. And it's just too bad because, you know, uh, George Lucas, when he was making Star Wars famous, he was having, Luke and Leia kiss, and they were brothers and sisters. And he had Mace Windu chop Jango Fett's head off. And, there's just stuff like that all over the place, right? There's Qui-Gon Jinn got like stabbed in the heart with the lightsaber, and it was adult, right? Like think of the slave Leia. Slave Leia was adult, right? And she's in a sexy bikini. They're never going to do that again because it's like demeaning to women or something like that. That'll be their concept. So now you'll get something more like, remember the Zorro series where he never really officially kills anyone. Everyone gets like kicked or knocked off screen and then stabbed. You're going to have mostly that from now on. It's just going to be like this watered down, Baby Yoda. Did we mention we have Baby Yoda? So you're gonna have a lot of that. You're gonna have like Boba Fett speeder pod racer scene. It's just gonna be really bad. Sounds good. All right. And if they would just give up the brand to another studio, a studio that would allow it to be more adult, which it doesn't have to be like nude scenes and gore, but there were adult elements in George Lucas's films, right? There was like actual pretty serious violence sometimes. And again, there was sexuality in his shows as well. There's no doubt that there was sexuality, right? That's not going to be in the Disney shows. It's going to be like the Force is female. You're never going to see slave Leia scenes again. Not that I'm choking up to have one, but again, Mr. Lucas was a man of culture. He knew what he was doing. That wasn't an accident. Have you ever heard of the actress who was playing Padme, whatever her name is? She was talking about how the only outfit George Lucas actually worked on for Attack of the Clones was the black, sort of like almost BDSM outfit that Padme was wearing during the scene where she and Anakin were saying, "We can't be together." Remember that? George Lucas did not make almost any of her outfits except for that one. So, he's a man of culture. That's how he was making those shows so good. It's not an accident. And he understood that that was important. Here's Jose Trevino, 10 Pokey Shuffles. You got it, baby. All right, let's see. They should have just done the Old Republic, but give it to someone else. What breaks are rolling? Well, yeah, so the Ancient Origins break, $24 is 3 spots away. It's really close, guys. That one right there. 1, 2, 3. He was a man of culture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, like he wasn't like corporate messaging. He wasn't corporate political messaging, in my opinion, which is what we have with Disney now. And we have it's baby Yoda because it's for the kids now. So it sucks, dude. You got 2 Articunos coming your way. That is a big roll, guys. Check this out, everybody. Jose Trevino just got the jackpot. You ready? This is a big roll. The High Republic is garbage compared to the Old Republic. Moods, we have some scam poster in the Discord. Yeah, what channel, Mr. Marius? Did they just post? Let's see, Articuno. Here it is. Number 1. Boy, it's storming out there. It's storming real loud. I bet you Karis isn't sleeping well. She doesn't sleep well when it rains like this. Double Articunos. You got Classic Collection, spicy, and you got the Team Rocket collection. Nice. So let me know if you want to re-roll any of it. Now, I'm gonna go get rid of this. You said we got a skimmer. I don't see it. Was it already gotten rid of? Somebody must have already gotten rid of it. Okay. Gears of War E-Day looks good. I didn't get a chance to watch that. I know they posted it, but I did not get a chance to watch that. I want to. I'm excited for Gears of War. I'm a big Gears of War fan. They haven't innovated very much in a long time. Oh, they did do some innovations. I shouldn't say that. But I liked Gears 4 a little bit. Like I felt Gears 4 was a decent setup. And then I feel Gears 5 did precisely what Disney did with Star Wars. They took this story away from these legacy characters, they gave it to this girl, and then they just made it super boring. Like it was super uninteresting right away. Gears of War. I posted the new green Xbox. I saw that. It's okay. It's basically just an Xbox with see-through plastic. I mean, who cares? They need to put out good games. That's the only thing that makes a console win. Literally. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's like it is a nostalgia design, but they've got to put out good games. All right, Jose Trevino, are we keeping these? What are we thinking? Keep them. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, sorry about that. Good choice. Good choice. I like that. Keeping the Artikinis. Yep. How did you guess? I don't want to do any spoilers on Gears 5, so that's why I feel like I can't talk about the story very much because there's a ton of spoilers in Gears 5. But I played Gears 4 and Gears 5 together with Carrots. We played it together. And so I just very recently did that like a couple months ago. And I really hated the story in Gears 5. It was so disappointing. Here's Joseph Smith, Harry Potter Quidditch Cup. All right, let's give it a try. Here it is. Halo comes out on PlayStation 5 next month. Now, does that also that releases on the Xbox as well, right? I might actually buy that just because they made that new map, and I hope that they continue that. Like, I hope it's not like they made one new mission and then they're not going to do anything else. It would be really cool if they kept releasing new content afterwards because there's a lot of nostalgia behind the original Halo game, although some people are kind of tired of it being remade. But this is like a true remake, not the same as like, well, was it a true remake last time? I think it was just a remaster last time. This is an actual remake. So, they did a Resident Evil 4 remake. It was pretty good. All right, here goes. We got Searching for the Snitch, Desk and the Pig, gone, Pulling Up, Stream of Flames, Charms, Quidditch, Defendo, Jawbind Potion, and the Sorting Hat. That's cool, man. Look at that. So this is the new Harry Potter set that we just got. It just arrived. It costs a little more than the one we have on the menu. You can see they're right next to each other. One is $8, the other $16. This is the $16 patch a pack called Quidditch. Harry Potter's Quidditch. Give this a try. It just arrived. And we're getting a very expensive Harry Potter set. It's the original box, I believe, as well. I would play Halo. Love me some Reach or Halo 2. Pretty sure it's exclusive to PlayStation 5. Is it actually? Okay, so that's Joseph Smith. You ready? I don't think they would do that. That doesn't make any sense. I think they would make more money if they released it everywhere. Okay, let's see. Whoa, man, it's storming like crazy. What if we're gonna have any flooding ever? Okay. Halo has 3 new missions. Oh, it's 3 new missions. I heard the new voice actor for the sergeant, and I thought it was terrible, dude. How'd they pick that voice actor? He doesn't sound like the original voice actor at all, but also just like the direction they're taking him. He sounds like more annoying now. He sounds like I don't know, man. He doesn't sound like a guy who would be in the military. Let me put it that way. All right, let me see. Is the Halo 1 remake coming to Xbox? Yes, it will be on the Xbox as well. The title will be a complete ground up rebuild of the original game's story mode. Game launches on July 28th. It releases on both Xbox and PlayStation. The remake will include 3 new prequel missions: Operation Meteorite, supports 2-player local split screen, 4-player online co-op. Yeah, I'm definitely playing this with Karis. All right. Unless they're getting a fat check to not release every. Yeah, I can't even imagine that. It releases exclusively on PlayStation and not on Xbox. It's like that would be like console suicide. So I think it's more like it's strange that they're also releasing it on the PlayStation. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, we got some website orders in. Let's take care of these. I'm looking forward to seeing how it feels on the PlayStation 5 controller. Okay, we got Mr. Chris Gonzalez, and he ordered shipping. Chris, now you have a baggie right here. Mr. Chris, he's got that nice Dialga. All right. Chris participated in our breaks and is now having a very good time as a result. It sucks they are not releasing Destiny 3. Destiny 1 and 2 were such great games. I gave up. I was one of the guys who gave up on Destiny 2 because I was really disappointed with the lack of content, the repetitive grind. They'd created a grind loop where you get like the Iron Banner weapons, you finish the stupid uh, you know, the nightfall, and then you go do the raid, and then all of that becomes obsolete as soon as they release a new piece of content. But they weren't even really releasing good new pieces of content. So it was running into this problem, Destiny was, where you had just finished playing Destiny 1 and you had these pimped out characters that you had earned all the best gear on. You earned a lot of prestige gear from doing the hardest, like hard mode raids. And it was super cool, right? You lost all that with Destiny 2. So you're starting from scratch. All right. Okay, well then what are we doing? Well, it didn't feel good because you found yourself having to grind for like useless garbage again. And then it's like you knew you were gonna do the same exact loop as before. So there wasn't enough innovation in Destiny 2 at that point. I mean, later on they would add more and more and more stuff. But when it released, there was very little innovation. Now, I will say this, the planet designs, the graphics, those were all cool. And there was still a good feeling fighting, the typical bad guys like the Hive and oh, I can't remember the Hive, the Fallen, and the Vex. So there was still a good feeling to it all, but a lot of it felt recycled, and that was super annoying. And then finally, the raid was just dumb. It was like the Cabal raid, and it was just the big fat guy, right? So you finish the Cabal raid, you get these Cabal weapons, big deal. So you actually run out of things to do. And then this sort of like playing the same game every day as a lifestyle just kind of fell apart. And the moment that falls apart, you're like, well, this is just some greedy ass game that wants me to buy their in-game currency for like they were constantly releasing cool skins and emotes and stuff like that. But I wanted to play the game, dude. Give us some freaking content. So they made us buy the whole game for $50, and there's nothing to do in it. Mr. Hot Camacho's next. He says, one of the shuffles? No, you're buying 10 of the shuffles, aren't you? Okay, 10 shuffles. And then also, he would like a spot in the Ancient Origins pack split. 2 spots left, everybody. 2 spots left. So when that game released, I was so disgusted with how they treated us like we were just like little piggy banks. And the quality of the content didn't match the cost of how much they wanted you to spend. And I was just like, I'm fed up with it. One, oh, this is a second chance. Wrong bag. Pack break two. Pack break two. It's Miss Sarah. What's up, Sarah? Hope you've been doing well. Do you mind going over the current breaks? Yes, let's do that. I just got back from Nashville, Miss Sarah. What do you think of that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. All right, we're up to 8 out of 10 on the Ancient Origins pack split. So, Miss Sarah, there's 2 spots left on this pack right here. This is the other pack split. It's tops. It just started. So we finished one before I went to Nashville. Now I'm back, and this is a fresh pack. It just started. We have a new quick break. By the way, we haven't done the encapsulation for that Ditto. Actually, Hot Camacho's here. We haven't done the encapsulation for his Psyduck either. So we got a couple cards waiting to encapsulate. This is another card that will be encapsulated. It's a little quip art break. She draws them, I sell them for her. And so we have a nice little thing going there. So this is 7 spots remaining on that. She doesn't sell them, so she doesn't know what I do to get them sold or like how they sell. She just draws them, and that's how it works over here. Check out this beautiful Ghastly. Just started. It just started because the previous break just ended. So this is a brand new one, Neo Destiny, first edition Ghastly, $40 buy-in. Population 146, basically nothing. And this is a Neo Destiny pack. Neo Destiny booster boxes. What are those going for now? Like $100,000 now? I don't know what they go for, but just remember how hard it is. When this PSA return comes in, guys, pay attention to how many 9s and 8s there are, because nothing's grading 10 anymore. So that's a nice 10 Ghastly. And even if it doesn't sell, if I put this away, it's going to go up in price anyways. So here's Trade Bowser, and he's a poker card. You can get in here for $5, or you can trade some of your junk cards to get in here. Did you know that? So just offer to trade me some of your junk cards, and we'll see what we can do. Some bags don't have enough junk in them. You got to have a little bit of junk to be able to trade to get in there. This is also a brand new break. It's the new rare candy break. The previous one was the Dialga, and that one also just finished. So we just cracked out this very fancy 151 Charizard break, and he's graded 10 with tag. Your odds are 1 in 36. The buy-in is $60. This is very special. We don't offer these kind of breaks very often, these nice Charizard breaks, but I'm offering it now with this beautiful 151 card. We've got Mega Tyranitar. He's on a brand new sub list. He's 3 out of 12 deep. Long way to go. It's always a long time before the mega break goes off. But you know, if you take a shot at the sub list, you never know. You might be the one to nab the sub list. Here's the giveaway, the TCC giveaway. We need 76 viewers to activate this, or maybe I just activated anyways. I don't know. It's Sunday. We're rotating consigned slabs right now. Here's another detail. So we have this new Team Rocket booster box break for Destined Rivals. One person is in here so far. We just started this because, again, the booster box break also just went off for Astro Radiance. This is still running. This has now it has, I think, officially 11 people in it, or is it 12? I can't remember. So this guy's on his way. He's actually moving, but he still has a long way to go. One Piece, I think it's 11 out of 32 complete. That's manga 5, or I'm sorry, that's a new era OP5. Also, you might have forgotten there's one person in here, the boys booster box. This is the odd break. It's also the star receiver. You've got 1 in 4 odds for a whole box of the boys. You can leave it sealed. You can open it up. Right now, they're auctioning off the Homelander suit. So I think there is an interest in collecting stuff for the boys right now. We're just trying to get another one of those boxes open. It's just a bit of fun. The finale was not that long ago, so that's still pretty fresh. How's it going, Silver Ranger? Hi, mister. Been a while. You gonna be a dad yet? So the last thing Kirsten and I did, we're doing IVF because she has some issues with getting pregnant. And so the last thing that happened is we have 11 embryos. So we have frozen embryos that are like, they're ready to go. But she had one transferred over to her. I guess that's what they call it, a transfer. It's a ton of work. She has to it's a very tricky process. Like she has to take hormones every day, and it's done with like a huge needle. So she injects a hormone for like a month, and then the doctors try to get like these perfect conditions, and then they transfer over an embryo. So she had that happen one time and it failed. So no baby. And now Karis is taking a break and it starts back up, I think, in August. So the next attempt will be in August and it'll probably finish by the end of August. And it's just a ton of work, man. It's a humongous amount of work. Super draining on both her and me. I lose a lot of sleep when we're working on this because of the doctor visits. So the doctor visits take a long time. They can take like 2 hours, and they often occur at like 9 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, right after we're done with this stream, and I'm supposed to be going to bed, right? So it's a ton of stress, man. But yeah, she did one transfer and it didn't work. And I guess that's actually pretty normal. On average, it takes like 3 tries or something like that. So hopefully, the next try is gonna work. So I'm sorry, mister. I'm not stressed over that part. Ultimately, I guess if it was easier, we could have, it wouldn't be a great thing, I guess, but we could have a surrogacy that's really expensive. So it's like you'd just be throwing away a lot of money. But, you know, if it works, I guess. Not ideal. All right, so you're in the pack split, Mr. Hawk, but we got to get you your pokey shuffles. You ready? Here goes. Hawk, Mr. Hawk Camacho's been waiting for this. What kinds of Doctor Who stuff do you have? Great question. We do have one Doctor Who product. It's Doctor Who Magic the Gathering Collector Edition Pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. There we go. All right. She's probably more emotionally stressed than I am. For me, it's just like more work on top of more work on top of more work. But yeah, we gotta have like a baby or something. Oh, working and making all these card money and all this stuff, and then I'm gonna die and the government's gonna acquire it all. I'd have put it in a trust and just give it to you guys. I shouldn't do that though. Somebody will come and kill me. Here we are. All right, let's see. We got to activate this giveaway. So Sand Slash 10. Here's a Sand Slash. You seen Cubone Expedition on auction? Ooh, hopefully it goes for a lot. I know I have the one for sale for like 100,000 as a joke. Here it is. That's classic collection Sand Slash. Mr. Hawk, what do you think of this one? I used to be really into Doctor Who. Yeah, we got some Doctor Who packs. We just had one the other day. Where did it go? Is it still up here? I must have set it somewhere, didn't I? Here's one. Look, that's what it looks like. Doctor Who. You can check our website for the price. You can also check the description of the YouTube live stream for the price. Look under Magic the Gathering. Kind of got to scroll down for that one. No kids for me. I'm leaving all my collectibles to my younger siblings. Pricey comics and cards. Not bad. Roll it, re-roll it. All right, you got it. He's asking for the re-roll. So this guy will tick down to 45. Good luck in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it'll go back in for 50. Oops. I might offer for you guys to trade your pulls back for that a spot in that Charizard at some point because I want you to be able to trade into that Charizard to get it moving because I know it's pricey. 60 is a lot. Also, it's a tough odds too. 1 in 36, huh? 1, 2, 3. You get a 9 reroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good luck. I think a lot of people are choosing not to have kids. I kind of get it. Like you have more fun in life if you don't have any kids kind of weighing you down. Oh, from a stinky sand slash into a sexy scyther. All right. You're getting lucky tonight, man. Let's see what we got for you. Aha. Is that the one? Oh, yeah, that's the one. All right, that's a total upgrade. Congratulations, man. $90 classic collection Scyther. Now, do you want to keep this one or re-roll this one? Yeah, having a baby sounds like a lot of work. I think you'll be pretty stressful. There's a lot of aspects to it, right? Keep it. All right, you got it. Congratulations. I think having a baby changes your body if you're a girl, and that's stressful because it's more fun to just be like hot and sexy forever. You know what I mean? There's also health complication risks. Those are real. Um, you could have the baby comes out with something like Down syndrome. I think that was actually something some YouTubers were dealing with. I think I saw that in the news. So, there's all these possibilities that the baby has something wrong. But ultimately, we were all babies. So, human race has got to keep making babies. Right. It's not something I wouldn't stress over it. I think a big part of the problem is that people stress over it. All right, Tyler Ferbert, one junk pack. You can't stress over it, or it probably takes all the fun out. You ready? Mr. Tyler Ferbert, here's your junk pack. These junk packs are $3. You get all the cards in the pack. They are considered junk, so you can't complain if you get something you don't like. These sell out every time, though, so I suspect people generally like them. All right, there you go. There you go, Mr. Tyler. All right. So where did we put you? Where's the last place we put Mr. Tyler? You're not just in the TY box, right? I don't think you are. Are you? What did we do last with you, Tyler? Did we ship you recently? Maybe you are in the TY box. Oh, there's two TY boxes. That's going to be it. There's two TY boxes. All right, let's see. And what do you know? Here's Tyler Ferbert. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Appreciate it. I came from a family of 11 kids, so I know what it's like to live in a family with tons of children. And I'm just kind of enjoying a lifestyle with not a lot of children. But also, there's like existentialism and all that. Like, oh, maybe I should have a kid before I get too old. It's maybe a little bit easier for guys because I think guys we don't really have menopause. Guys don't, but we sort of do. Javier Arroyo, 3 Ascended Heroes, 1 live custom. Let's start with that. Eddie, Ancient Origins still there? Perhaps. Let me scroll down. Let's see. No, the Ancient Origins pack is completed. We got 1, 2, 3 to the back and a win. So that's a good thing, though. We get to pick out a new break, too. Ooh, new break time. The little doggy. Bark, 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 bark. All right. Cold one, Mr. Javier. Let's try those 3 Ascended Heroes. Okay, so we'll grab a fresh pack back here. One of the best sellers on the menu, Ascended Heroes, everyone. Is XY Evolutions going to return to the menu? I wanted to, but I can't afford to right now. I've got to save money for these returning PSA submissions, which are going to be really huge charges to my account. So, like, we just paid off one of them. It just got charged. And I can see another one's already in quality assurance. So, we're about to be charged again. So, right now is not the time to spend any cash at all. We're just hoarding cash until these submissions get paid. Got to have the money on hand. All right. I want it though. Does anyone have a booster box of XY evolutions they'd like me to sell for them on consignment? Because I can do that. That's true for anything, actually. If you guys have product that you want me to consign, like a booster box or a slab, you can mail it in and I'll sell it for you. Here we are. God pack in here? That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. A good little God pack. How about a God pack for Mr. Javier? He certainly deserves it. Oh my God. Wow. Beautiful, man. Golden Charizard. Well, I was just saying, Javier certainly deserves a hit. Wow, I feel like we've actually been kind of lucky. Like we haven't pulled the Gengar, but we've pulled not one but two of the golden Charizards, and then we've pulled two of the Lost Wood Pikachus as well. Oh, it's off center. Oh, wow, it's really off center. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me, dude. Pokemon, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, why is it so off center? All right. Well, that one's going into the binder, all right? Let's see. We'll put that there. 2 hollows here. Quick, mister, put it in my bag. You forgot to say you didn't mean to sell that pack. I didn't even mean to sell that pack. I tell you what, you keep the hollows. I'm going to keep the Charizard. I'm just trying to be as fair as possible to everybody. All right, here's Tangle and Rayquaza. That's a binder sale. Yeah, it still has value as a binder card for sure. There it is. I don't know if I would grade it. If I would grade a card like that, I'd probably grade it with tag in order to get like the glass-like holder. But knowing that the grade's not going to be like a 10, it'd probably be like an 8 or something. All right. Wow. Beautiful, man. We'll put it into a little top loader anyways. You know how hard it is to get those PSA 10s, guys. That's why this is so good. This guy over here is already graded 10. All right. Oops. I think I would sell more raw. I think you're saying you would sell for more money as a raw card. Perhaps. I mean, people are pretty sharp these days. They could probably see that it's off center. But yeah, you're right. All right. So we got Rayquaza and Mega Charizard. That's the thing people have observed that sometimes when a card grades sub 10, people are really not that interested in it. Yes. So you get this cute little Mega Howlucha last time and Golden Charizard. Ooh. Okay. Nice. Okay. Tossing these over here. Where's 6? We don't have 6 here? I just realized 6 isn't here. That's not right. Is the bottom of those supposed to be that heavy on the gold? Definitely not. That's an off-center card. Next up, Savaduzaberry, 1 Japanese jumbo pack, and 2 spots in the Ancient Origins. All right, let's start with the jumbo pack. How many of these jumbo packs we got left, by the way? We got 1 left. So there's 1 of these jumbo packs left after this one. Oh, man, you guys have no clue how much my butt hurts. I've been sitting on it for too long. That car drive back to Nashville was like, dude, it just went on forever, dude. 7.5 hours. You know how long that is? That is freaking forever. People who do like van life and they travel across America, how do they do it? They must have like, it has to be the case that they have like a strong content strategy plan for like keeping themselves entertained. They must turn on like an audiobook. I actually did try to turn on an audiobook, but this one was super boring. So we turned that off and went back to like listening to YouTube. It's, no, it was tough, man. So boring. 7 straight hours. Tell me about it. Went from Oregon to PA and my butt still hasn't recovered. You guys got to take turns. Hell no. I'm going to be the driver. You ready? No, I don't like to take turns. Here's Zekrom. And, maybe if we had invested early into Karis practicing driving a lot, we could be trading off right now. But the truth is, she doesn't like to drive very much. She likes me to do all the driving. And there's a really good reason for this. She's not very graceful. So she's like, when it comes to like physical, like spatial reasoning, you know what I mean? Like if somebody threw a football at her, she could not catch it very well. And so she's a bit aloof. She got her head in the clouds. She can trip and fall over on anything. She's really smart, by the way. She's really, really smart. But cooking and driving, just can't do it. It's like she can't do it. All right, we got the Yamper. So she does not drive very often. She drives locally, but she doesn't make any large drives anywhere. And she doesn't want to either. It just makes her nervous. But again, even if she did practice it a lot, I don't think she would want to do it. I would still be nervous too, because I can't imagine her being really good at driving. Here we are. Okay. And that's not like a girl versus boy kind of thing. It's actually just like a her thing. Ooh, very good. Do you know people like that? Drove from Rhode Island to Florida 2 years ago. Just get a BBL, then you wouldn't feel your butt at all. A BBL, huh? All right. How about one of these? How about a big Giratina popping out of here, huh? No, no Giratina popping out of there. How about a Magikarp? No Magikarp. How about a Roaring Skies? Cold. How about this pack? Damn, also cold. How about Mega Simp? Ooh, all right. So you've got an AR and an SR. You need 2 more ARs. Here's a cold one. Here's this thing. All right. Yeah, she knows it. Here's Agron. Okay. Computer insert God pack. Yes. I don't know if we're going to get a God pack out of these. I guess you could probably get a God pack out of the 151 could have a God pack in it technically, like a half God pack. And the prismatic, not the prismatic, the Terra Festival could have a god pack. Ooh, I like that Tyranitar. And Umbreon. Okay, here's Umbreon. And here's Raichu. All right, one SR and one AR. This time, not super spicy. Not super spicy. We saw you had a really spicy round last time, though, I think, if I recall correctly. I'll put your sexy Tyranitar in the front. All right. Good. And good. All right. And let's go over these. So this was a big Miss Sarah order. She's got Mawile. Use $60 for my credit and start the rare candy. Hell yeah, dude. Sounds good to me. Okay, so you got a bunch of EXs, but your pulls are the Mawile and the Yamper. I'm going to say it. That's a cold round. All right. So put these in here. And then let's find Miss Sarah's box. Yes, she has a box. Miss Sarah. We love seeing Sarah. She always has the best orders. Okay. All right. Good. Now, she didn't just buy that. She finished off the Ancient Origins pack. That's completed, and we're ready for another pack after that. Okay. And usually the best luck. She gets some really good luck sometimes. Not always. She's had some genuine cold rounds too, but it all kind of evens out. That's my perspective on it. But yeah, she's got one of the craziest pulls we've ever had when she got that 4-pack triple SAR or SIR, whatever it's called. All right, so that should do it for pack break 2. Question for the crowd: what do you want the next pack break to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 here, and there's 10 cards in there. All right, good. Rhode Island to Florida. That's a long drive. I think the longest drive I had was to Florida from Missouri, and that was like 15 hours. Yeah, that was a long drive. I was a younger man back then. I don't know if I'd make that drive this time. What I do this time, if I had to drive to Florida from Missouri, I'd definitely get a hotel room. I was doing straight shots out there. I wouldn't stop for anything, just gas. I'd say rocket, but it's in the vault. Oh yeah, well, rocket would replace the tops pack, not the ancient origins pack. This is the lower tier break. Do an anvil break. All right, give me a number. What's a cheaper pack we could break is my question. 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the split. Opening this baby up. You want an evolving skies? We could probably do evolving. Okay. Good luck in there, guys. Ooh wee. Who's gonna get the hot pulls, you think? Tonight, the best pull has been Golden Mega Charizard, by the way. This is such a cool thing that we do. I love the fact that we chase after rare things. So here's Jesse Salinas taking the first card out of here. It's going to be an uncommon. And he's got a fresh bag, and it's going to be Eco Arm. Sorry, Jesse. So that'll be a tough one. Eco Arm. I'll put his name in the bag with it for fun. Now, here's Robert Breeding. Okay, he's going to get an uncommon as well. Lucky Helmet. That's also pretty bad. All right, you're in the same boat. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it, man. So that's already pretty rough. You know, you spend $24 on a spot, you get a trainer card. It's just how it is, you know. Here's Christian Whitfield, part of the game. It's part of the game, guys. Christian Whitfield. Now that's way cooler. Look at that Ariados. You need something like that to come out of these common and uncommon spots. It's pretty hard to recoup your money on a you know, on like a stinky trainer. So Ariados popping out of spot number 3. Spot number 4 should be the rare spot. Who else wants Evolving Skies? Do you guys know what you want for the next break? Now here it is. So Christian Whitfield again. Oh, what do we got for Christian Whitfield on the rare spot? Boom. Wow, that looks great, man. That's the Volcarona, and it's a ancient trait card. Notice it's not hollow, though. So this would be better if it was hollow, but this is still pretty gradable as a non-hollow. Here it is, Christian Whitfield. Card number 2. Looks good. That's a good pull. Now, that was the rare. The next card is the reverse hollow, which is a guaranteed hollow card in the pack. Javier Arroyo. All right, look at that. You're getting the reverse hollow spot. Okay, we'll just leave that nice and gently. Okay, where should we put this on the table, huh? Maybe like over here. We'll find out at the end what he got, okay? Sarah Dusenberry, Miss Sarah, what do you got? She's pulling. Very clean looking card. Oddish, perfect. We like Oddish. So we know she has 2 spots, so we'll wait for that second spot to show up. Here's 2 L12 from 6. So this was a gift from 6 to Mr. Sergio. And it is Evie. Okay, that's not bad. Sergio L12. I think we keep his bag more nearby nowadays, don't we? Here it is. He's been a little busy. I'll always do Breakpoint many Houndooms. Feel like I would get an energy. What, you would get an energy? Yeah, that happens. Here's Javier Arroyo again. Okay, Mr. Javier, your other card is, well, let's keep it a secret for fun. Okay, so we don't know what his other card is. And here's Sarah Dusenberry. She's going to pick up Relicanth. Very nice. If you guys played Gen 3, you knew you had to catch a Relicanth in order to catch the legendary Reggies. That was part of the game. So Relicanth is an important Pokemon. And you had to know dive, and you had to know exactly where to dive to find the Relicanth. We are. All right. And then finally, Hawk Camacho. He's going to pick up Golurk. All right, you got a little Golurk, just a nice card. Oh, man. So, Mr. Hawk with an H. I don't I don't remember if you have a bag. I would love a tag team break. Well, we do have Cosmic. Haunted. Let's see. Henry, Harry, Henry, Hawk Camacho. There you are. Guess you got 2 bags in here, huh? Oh, man. You got a lot. Good for you. Now we get to reveal Mr. Javier's card next. Oh, you got 3 bags, Mr. Hawk. Okay, you got 3 bags. Keeping letting you know that. The 3rd bag's really skinny though, so it doesn't have a lot in it. Maybe we keep that skinny bag in the front. And keep the bag that says number 2 in the front. XY Breakpoint is not too expensive and has Gyarados. Breakpoint, you know what, Tyler? Breakpoint's not the one with the Houndoom. Breakpoint is the one with the Gyarados. Breakthrough is the set with the Houndoom. Are you ready? Now that I think about it. Rodom! Oh, man, he's so freaking stinky, dude. He's all right, though. I actually think he looks good. But I can tell this one's a little off center. All right, so Rotom, the whole pack was a bit of a stinky pack then. Darn. I think the Volcarona, because of the way the centering looked, that might have been the best pull in the pack. All right. Let's head over here to Breaks History. And we're going to say Ancient Origins going off at 1:55 minutes. All right, cool, man. Thank you everyone for participating. Not every pack is hot. Sometimes they're cold. Actually, a lot of the times they're cold. It's just like opening any regular booster box. Then occasionally you get that big hot booster pack, and it's the coolest thing ever. Now, did people say what they wanted? So I heard a couple different things. Breakpoint, I get them mixed up. Isn't that Sword and Shield CC? What? I wasn't sure. Since Miss Alexandra said breakpoint with emphasis, I'll do breakpoint, okay? She said breakpoint. All right, breakpoint it is. Boop. May have to restock breakpoint at some point. I'm trying to remember how much breakpoint I actually hold. Let's see how breakpoint's doing, huh? Oops, come on now. Oh my God, stop it. This website sucks so much, dude. I probably need to reset my laptop. I haven't reset my laptop in a while. Mm-hmm. All right. So breakpoint seems like it's at a pretty steady price point. So that's good. It's not cheap though. It's just it seems like you could probably rely on it for a little while longer. So that's good. All right. And so let's go ahead and pick a price out. Divided by 36. Okay, breakpoint's not terribly expensive either, huh? I mean, it's not cheap. Oh, okay. We need to adjust our price in the menu though. So breakpoint will move to 120. And then we're going to head over to the website and update it there as well. Okay, we're going to do a quick edit on this. We're going to set it to 120. Hope you guys had a good weekend. What did you guys do for the weekend? Obviously, I had a pretty big one. Did you guys do anything special? All right. Cool, cool, cool. We got a couple Hawk Camacho orders coming in, huh? So don't worry, Mr. Hawk Camacho. We'll be taking care of that very soon. And then we just need to wrap this up by getting this pack ready to be sold. My sister came in from Washington State, so that was cool. There we go. All right. Okay. That's a Shining Tyranitar break for $40 if you want a shot at a CGC 10 Shining Tyranitar. Your odds aren't good, but they're there. All right. So this pack's a little bit cheaper. We're going to say 12, 10 out of 10. There you go, Miss Alexandra. That's up and running. The Breakpoint pack. 12 is way more affordable. Next up, what do we got? So, Mr. Hawk Camacho, here to have some fun. I like it. Looks like he's ordered a Spot in the Boys box break and a Gem 1 giveaway. My birthday was on 6 6 20 oh you said 06. Was your birthday really 6606? Like Mark of the Beast? I feel like that's it's an omen. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here you go, Mr. Hot Camacho. That's like a conversation starter. Hey baby, how would you like to sleep with the devil? All right, we've got yeah, there's probably some freaky girl that's into that. We're gonna go grab where are we putting this? The boys into the boys break. This all right. So he's gifting a box of Gem 1. Is that right? Jesus. That's a pretty good giveaway. So The Boys now has 2 out of 4 people in it. We need 2 more in here, guys. We've actually sold a ton of this. I don't know if you've noticed that, but we already did like 4 box breaks almost. I think this is actually box break number 4. So this box break has already gone off like 3 other times. And then besides that, we've sold a bunch of the individual packs too. So the boys product has been pretty successful. Of course, I attribute that in part to the fact that I make almost no money selling these. So our price is pretty close to the break even point. But it's more for you guys just to have some fun. Uh, obviously I really enjoyed this show, and although I don't think the ending was the best it could have been, I think the whole last season was kind of stinky, but it was still a lot of fun. I think my favorite scene from the last season was definitely the cat dog butt sniffing scene. I don't know why, that just really stuck with me. But they wasted a lot of time advertising their next TV show, you know? That's the big problem with the last season. They only had a couple episodes and they spend so much time just setting up their next show. It's like, bro, wrap up the stories with the characters. We care about this story. Don't just turn it into an advertisement. All right, Gem 1 booster box giveaway. Wow. Don't forget my rare candy credit. Oh, let's get this done as well because he asked me to get this done. So he's going to be the first one into the new rare candy. All right. Now, this is a big rare candy. This is not a typical rare candy. This is a special one. Here you go, Mr. Andrew Martin. Oh, wrong baggie. We need the rare candy bag. Where did that go? Ah, there it is. So this is not cheap. And yes, it will take a while for it to fill. Although I think there's going to be a lot of excitement for it when it comes near the end. I mean, it's a top tier card. This is like an ultimate card, you know? This is the kind of thing where gazillions of packs of 151 get sold all year round because people are trying to pull this one Charizard. So we got spot number 1 is in. Mr. Andrew, you had Chipotle for lunch, didn't you? Extra guac. You had Chipotle for lunch. God, dude. Yeah, it's a hilarious scene. All right, there you go, Mr. Andrew, with 40 remaining. Now, Gem 1 giveaway. How do we get that set up? First of all, I need to know where the heck I keep boxes of that. I don't know where I keep them. Oh, my butt. Let's see. Gem. What is this Gem 1 right here? Oh, that was easy. Oh, it's right here. Okay, cool. Well, no problem at all. No problem. You know what I need to do? I need to put in a Walmart order. We ran out of like drinks. I can't be hosting this stream with no drinks. Now, how do you like it to be given away? You want it to be like a traditional giveaway where we just put everyone's name on it? We can do that for you. We'll set you up with I hit refresh on this. We'll say Hawk. So it's Mr. Hawk's birthday. And of course, since it's his birthday, he has to give you guys a birthday present. That's how it works these days. Here's the scoreboard for donations. Pretty hard to beat Mark at donations. Mark is probably number 1 donator. But you know what? You come pretty close because you're at 90. Look at this. Look at this. Mark's at 80, dude. But you know, Mark's probably going to do another one. That guy just goes deep on the giveaways. All right. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Hot Camacho. And let's put your name on the box. And Hawk, maybe we could have this run more than one stream. Will you be back on tomorrow night? I wouldn't mind having this run for a couple streams. Oh, I didn't really spell that very well. It looks like H-U-K. If you let it run longer, more people get to wish you happy birthday. So it's a good thing. Plus, people get to see how nice you are. So that's one of the things about the donations is it's kind of like a way to advertise your name, let people know who the nice guy is. You know, with a little benefit to that, you know, you get to know people in the group, or they get to know you, I should say. All right, I'll set this here for the moment. And let's take a quick look at the next order. So he got those, he got the spot in the boys break. He bought the $90 booster box for you guys. And then he sent in another order. He then said he wants 2 live customs. I probably won't because I work 9 to 6 a.m. recently, but you can do whatever you want. Hmm. I think what we should do is have this run till tomorrow night. I think that's what we should do, Mr. Hawk, because I'll just keep telling people it was your birthday and we'll keep adding people in. So we'll get 3 rounds in, and that's a whole rotation, you know. Then everyone gets to know. We'll set this up here for the second. Let's go ahead and get you those 2 live customs because we got to put them right here. All right, you ready? Yeah, whenever you have a really good giveaway, it's always better to kind of let more people know about it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There it goes. All right. And here's semi poor or something like that. Oh, there we go. Maybe some good karma here. Let's see if it is. We don't know. It's going to flip over. It is 200 to the oldest break. Wow, that was so. I feel like we've pulled this a couple times, by the way. But wow, that's crazy. So we don't really have an oldest break, do we? Do we have an oldest break? I mean, there's the One Piece. Do you like One Piece, Mr. Hawk? Let me know if you like One Piece, because the oldest break is technically the One Piece box. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bro, 4 times past 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just random. It is. All right. Grab this. I do not collect One Piece. Okay, so we'll rule One Piece out for you. Technically, it's a star spot. That's what that pull is that you just got. But I'm not going to force you to go into the One Piece box this time. That box is still relatively, I mean, it's not a newer break, I guess. It's an older break. Technically, I could have just been like, let's put them all into the One Piece or whatever, but we are. All right. Technically, let's put you over here. All right. And we'll put this over here. No, mister, that's not fair. Yeah, so there are sometimes things we don't force people to go into, right? Like, for example, we don't force people to go into this guy right here ever. He is the oldest break, the Shining Tyranitar. But the Shining Tyranitar, it kind of falls out of the realm of things that we put people into. Then there's like weird stuff, right? Like the Star Break, right? The Star Break in this case is the boys. So that card says $200 to the oldest break. Really, the purpose for it is to have a break that's maybe like stuck and to get it unstuck. I don't really perceive the One Piece break as stuck. It's just a big one, but it's got already 11 spots in it. So I would call it more like on schedule. Um, we don't really have a lot of breaks. That's the truth. We don't really have a lot of breaks. I had to go in on breaks I didn't want, says Mr. Javier. Yeah, I probably that probably has happened multiple times to a lot of people. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't view the One Piece break as that old. Uh yeah, it's a weird scenario. Technically the oldest one is the One Piece box break. We could just force him to put all his spots in the One Piece box break. I mean, I'm the rule maker, right? And I'm looking at the rules going, I didn't intend to put that in there to help One Piece necessarily. That's the way I'm looking at it. Here it is. Let's put this here. You called it old. Yeah, I know. I can also remove it from the box, so I'm able to do that. So, like this box right here, this is mine, and I can just negotiate what to do with it. Yeah, I mean, how would you feel if I did like a mixed thing with him? Wait, why am I asking you? It's my rules. Let me think about it. You have a scenario where none of the breaks are that old, but the One Piece box is technically oldest. One Piece break is up because a few people asked for it. I don't collect One Piece. How about we do? I'm going to let him go into another break as well. How about that? So the rule is on that thing you just pulled there. Mr. Hot Camacho, the rule is you have to go into the oldest break, right? But I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna put you into another break as well, all right? So I'm gonna put you into the Charizard break right there. Here you go, Mr. Hawk Camacho. Because he is gonna take a while. That guy's probably gonna take a while. I'm gonna let you go into there. I don't view the one-piece box break as a stuck break, which is the point of having that pull. It doesn't say that on the card, but that's the point of it. So we're going to put Mr. Hot Camacho in here. So there's two spots in the Charizard. He's a very large break. Actually, he's a larger break than this guy right here is a larger break than the one-piece break. So that's 60 out of 200. So 140 remains. So you're going to have three spots in the one-piece box break. I tell you what, if you end up pulling it, Mr. Hawk, just sell it back to me or something, or have me send it to you. You can sell it on eBay, okay? All right, so you're going to take three spots in there, and then I think you have $20 left over afterwards. Okay. Yeah, I know for a fact the Charizard's pretty expensive. He's going to take a long time to fill, and he's not the oldest break. He's actually brand new, but none of the breaks are really old or stuck. So it's kind of a weird time period. There it is. One, two, three. Okay. Actually, if you recall, Javier, I was doing kind of the same thing with you. I was just letting you kind of pick and choose what you wanted to go into. In the very last time that you pulled it, I was like, well, none of them are that old. So I think I was saying precisely the same exact thing with you. It is all right. So, Mr. Hawk, even if you don't want the one piece box, if you do end up pulling it, just sell it on eBay. They'll sell for a lot of money. I promise. Put you in there. You should do two Charizards, says Javier, and two one piece. That works for me. All right. So, if it doesn't upset anybody, Hawk, we're going to change the formula around. We'll give you two spots in the Charizard, two spots in the one piece box. You'll have no remaining amount. I'd already done that math myself. Here it is. All right. So we'll say one, two, three. So that is up to three. And then for the one piece box, let's take a look at this size of the one piece box break now. Ready? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that just counted up into 16, everybody. Did you catch that? The one piece box break is officially halfway there. Pretty good. We're halfway there, guys. We're halfway there, living on a prayer. All right, congratulations on the big pull there. That was a snipe, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a $50. So he did a $50 live custom snipe for the $200, spots in the oldest break card. It is a weird card when none of the breaks are old because the whole idea is if something's stuck, that thing gets it unstuck. And then if nothing's really struggling, then it's like, what's the point of that card? It could just be called the star card or something. Um, but so now the one piece is up to 16 out of 32, and we just jump started this Charizard into three spots deep. So this guy's jump started for the night. Thanks to Mr. Andrew as well. Thank you, Mr. Hot Camacho. He's going deep tonight, man. He's going deep. All right, let me throw these emails away. We don't need these anymore. And now let's jump over here. Hey, we kind of started on time tonight, didn't we? Look at this. It's 5 a.m. and we're at the 3 hour mark. Pretty good. All right, here's Mr. Sergio A2. Please ship my small bag of cards. You got it. Mr. Sergio, nobody has a small bag of cards. Everyone's all kinds of different shapes and sizes. There's no such thing as a micro bag. That's just people being mean. All right, that's not too bad of a bag. See, you're selling yourself short. It's all about confidence. Wow, this is super expired. Sean Dieter from 924. That's mega expired. This bag's also expired. This one's from 1124. 2024 was 2 years ago. All right. So, Mr. Sergio, let's go get your address and get you shipped out. This is important because we don't want Miss Alexis to mess this one up. She doesn't know there's two Sergios. Let's find out what your address is. All right, I see it. There we go. I think you're in the same place, right? Yeah, you're in the same place. So we're going to, no, we're going to keep the weight the same, actually. Repo, that's right. They've been repoed, baby. Those are abandoned bags. You get 1 year to ship your bag, and some people don't ship them. So that means they're abandoned. All right, so this is important. I gotta write this. I feel like I need a texter. I'm gonna say don't ship. Don't ship. Text me. So that way I don't have to text her in the middle of the night. All right, this one says don't ship, text me. She needs to know that this is Sergio A2. Imagine if we did live auctions on old bags. I think everyone like imagines that because it sounds fun in some way, you know what I mean? I mean, these are pretty crappy cards, aren't they? Look at this ugly Pidgey, dude. I never liked that artwork. All right, now Sean Dieter. I do not remember Mr. Sean, but he's got a lot of hollows here. Little Fortress, Mimikyu's cute, Palfin, and that's about it. So as you, oh, that's got to be valuable. Carmine's a little valuable. I don't know. She is a girl card. Wow, look how curved that got. Why'd that get so curved, I wonder? Weird, because normally cards don't curve, but these did. All right, so I'll grab this. Good. And we'll put these up here. All right. I love that Pidgey. Give me it now. Mr. Sergio, your cards are shipped. And I told Miss Alexis she can't ship it without texting me so I can explain to her that there's 2 Sergios. What's next? We now have a Miss Alexandra order. She says she wants 5 of the Pokemon journeys, 2 spots at the breakpoint. For Journey, I just wanted the hits and every Spearow, Fearow, Mouth, and his evolution. The rest you can keep. I'll try to figure that out. Let's go ahead and put these into the breakpoint. You ready? So, Alexandra. All right. 2 lovely cards. And you need these placed into this guy over here, Pack Break 2. It's called Pack Break 2. Good. All right. Got some little pieces of plastic here. Throw that away. Now, the 151 Journey. Looks like we need maybe a new box of the Journeys. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she says she wants to donate everything and only keep the Rattatas. That's what she said. I want the hits, Spearow, Fearow, Meowth, and his evolution. You mean Persian? Meowth and Persian. All right, let's see what that means. Okay, so you're having me look for some commons, is what you're trying to tell me. Well, all right, so here's Tauros. Here's Ditto. Here's Raichu. And here's Squirtle. Squirtle. There you have it. Oop. There's a big rat. You dirty rat. All right. And we're going to go grab your bag. Oh. Mm. Persian is for me. Snob Illy cat. Snobily cat. Snobilla cat. We are. Does not serve the English name. That's a good point. You have to know like two names in order to be able to talk about Pokemon in English. That's pretty impressive. All right, now, Mr. Hawk, he wants the Boys Upper Deck booster pack, and then he wants two of the waifu shuffles. Let me hit refresh. And then he wants one spot in the breakpoint. You actually said two. Oh, no, no, no. I said it wrong. Yeah, two breakpoints. All right, two breakpoints. Gotta make sure I'm reading it right. We're gonna say Hawk and Hawk. Okay, so we got you two. Breakpoints, 4 spots filled. That's pretty good. 6 spots remain. Let's pack break 2. And then what was it again? He wanted a Waifu Shuffle times 2. Let's try the Waifu Shuffle. See if you have any luck in there. I can't wait for that next PSA submission to come in, man. We need that so bad. We need that PSA submission so badly. 1, 2. Bunch of 8s and 9s, by the way. Most of it did not grade well. 2 cold ones this time, I'm afraid. 2 cold ones. All right. That's the Waifu Shuffle. And what was the last one? Oh, yeah, you want one of these? The Boys booster packs. Huh? Ready to snip? I'm ready. There's the snip. And what do we have here? Oi, Huey. Lend me a hand. What a stupid name for that card. Home Sweet Hideout. Frenchie. Butcher Wait. We need each other. Billy Butcher. Wow, you look so much younger in that image. Here's the deep, the peak, and to the taffy room. All right, so this pack that you just opened is a cold pack because usually the packs have like a holographic or they have a numbered card or they have like a, there's a lot of interesting things you can pull out of these, right? This pack had this little red card in the middle, but it's just a plain red card. So this is a cold pack. Now, maybe the next pack is luckier. These are a lot of fun. We actually pulled a signature Kimiko. I think it's Kimiko. A signature Kimiko card, and it was like out of 50 or something like that. We just submitted that to be graded, in fact. All right, that's Hawk. And your baggies over here. I have so much shipping to prep for Miss Alexis for tomorrow. She's got a ton of shipping coming her way. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, I didn't get the eBay stuff ready. Dude, somebody on eBay ordered like a gazillion of those display holders. Here's an order from, I'm betting this is Anthony. Is this an order from Anthony? Hey, Anthony, I was going to give you that free shipping. You remember that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there another Topps pack split? Yes, a fresh Topps pack split. Remember, the other one went pretty well, guys. Almost no stickiness at all in the previous one. The hollow had 0 stickiness. That's the most important card. So 7 out of 7, $27 per spot. 10 unleashed. Yes, did you see that? We got a restock on these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You said you emailed me. You might have misspelled it. Let's see. So you might have misspelled it because it didn't show up in my email list. Let's see. So it's just, it's in the spelling is the same as my name. THECARDCO. Guess it's kind of a long name, huh? At gmail.com. All right, so I used English capital letters. The Cardconomist. And so I didn't receive that email, unfortunately. Maybe you typed the name, most likely. Might have mistyped the name, or maybe it went to, actually, could it have gone to junk? Maybe it went to spam. Oh, it's right here. No, 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 don't try to resend it. It's in our spam email. Why would it be in the spam? Wow, okay, crazy. That's the first time that's ever happened. I'm gonna report this as not spam. There we go. Did it get moved into my inbox? What happened to it? Now I can't find it. Oh my god, I get so many emails that I never even see. Crazy, dude. All right, so now I've got to try and locate that email now. All right, sorry, I'm a little distracted. Let's take care of Mr. Anthony. And then now we know Mr. Anthony's shipping address has been given to us, and it went to my spam. And then I clicked it, report not spam, and now I don't know where it got moved to because it's no longer in the spam box. You're making so much money that two small transaction gets put in a spam. No, no, no. It wasn't a transaction. It was him trying to give me his shipping address. So it was not an email from PayPal or Zelle or anything like that. This was an email that contained the shipping address. And the title of the email was free shipping. I bet that's what did it. So that the title of the email said free shipping, and I bet that's why it got moved to spam. Here it is. All right. Okay. And there we go. How many spots left on it? 3 spots each. There we go. On the Tops pack, all the spots are available. It just started. Here's Back Off, Zillion, Keeper of the Hammer. Ooh, she's the Keeper of the Hammer. Okay, Keeper of the Hammer. Oops. Here's Blood Harbor Ripper. Hex Tech Gauntlet. So here's another full art. It's like a full art, right? Here's Hex Tech Gauntlet. There we go. All right. Here's Voracious Gromp, Syndra, Yumi, Yumi, Void Reaver, Rift Herald. Rift Herald? I'd rather not. Do you think I could get a third Team Rocket Mewtwo from Korea? It's not impossible. There we go. Let me think. I think I did get a new case of those. Did I? Oh no, I got a new case of the Inferno X Korean cards. So you could chase after a fresh Mewtwo, but you might have more luck chasing after a fresh Mega Charizard in the Korean Inferno X. That's just a little tip because that product's pretty fresh. Here's Curtain Call. But again, you could, of course, pull another alt-art out of the Rocket cards, I'm sure. Oh, man, I don't want to hear this song right now. We are Bashful Bloom and Woodoo Master. Let me change this music before it drives me nuts. Okay. Tossing this over here. Good. What do we have here? We've got Spirit Queen. Ooh, the Sprite Queen. And Shard of Undoing, Bone Skewer. There we have it, Mr. Anthony. Thank you so much. We wanted to do a first time shipping with you, right? Because your box is basically all the way full. What I'd like to do is squeeze these good guys in here. Let's take a look at these again. Would you master? Bashful Bloom, Curtain Call. You got this textured Lilia, Pride Stalker, Void Reaver, Rift Herald, Hex Tech, Blood Harbor, and Keeper of the Hammer. Thank you, sir. I love Mister's hand. You do see my hand a lot. We are. Yeah, my hand's always there. Become a familiar looking hand. Just have like hands. I got like thumbs. All right. So let's go looking for that address again, shall we? I want to try and get him shipped, guys. It did move it into my main email. That's what happened, into the main email box. And it was marked as already read, so it was hard to see it. All right, so I've got the address. Oops. Now you're getting free shipping because as a new buyer, we need to establish that your package can arrive and it's like proof that you're real. And let's see, we're gonna make this maybe about 2 pounds. Okay. And we're gonna hit accept on this. There we go. How much for a whole box? Can I get a deal? For a whole box of the Unleashed? Um, yeah, that's a great question. I don't really do any kind of specific pricing for whole boxes. There. All right, we're just getting this label set up. All right, there we go. And print. That's a great question, man. Let me put it this way. I don't have like special distribution or anything for these boxes. So the way I kind of do the whole channel, I just kind of set like let's call it a profit margin. And this profit margin includes the fact that I still have to pay the taxes on the sale of the set. And, you know, it includes like, just, I guess, just like a profit for sitting here all night long. Think of it like this. So when you go shopping at the store, usually you have to pay like a 9% tax or something like that, right? Well, when you check out here, there is no tax when you check out, right? So that tax is already kind of baked into the price of the booster packs. And then on top of that, you know, like when you order on DoorDash, usually you pay a little extra on DoorDash. It's kind of like that. So that's kind of how a rip and ship is. And I sit here and I do a little service for you. Like I sing and I dance and I open your booster pack up and sleeve it up. And the sleeves aren't free either. And you know what I mean? So if I do a discount on a whole box, the question becomes, do I do a discount on every box? And then what should the discount look like? You know, should it be like some boxes have 24 packs, some boxes have 10 packs, some boxes have 36 packs? You know, what if it's a really hot product that I can't restock like normal? You know, like I can't find a new source of them. So usually to just make my life very simple, I just do like a one-time calculation. It's like it's a simple like percentage fee. And then I just apply that to my cost of whatever I paid for it. And that's how I do it, just to keep things simple. Let me go ahead and put this up on the shelf. All right. I'm tempted to rip as whole Unleashed, a whole box. What if I gave you one pack for free? How does that sound? There you go. So you do like times 23 or something. Ow. All right. So you're getting a fresh bag, Mr. Anthony, for these remaining hollows because they didn't fit in with the rest. And so now you've got a fresh bag. Sometimes in the past, what I would do is when someone wanted a whole box and maybe like a discount for a whole box, I told them they could have one of the packs for free. So like I think normally you'd need to take the price and multiply it by 24. You could do it times 23, and then we just call it even Stevens. There you go, Anthony. The good thing for you is I'm not scared about having to restock these because they're pretty readily available. There are some card sets, especially Pokemon card sets, where that's not true. It's like kind of scary to restock it. Like you don't know what it's going to look like in a week. You don't know if anyone's going to be there selling any Marowak slabs you know about? Oh, ooh, that's a great question. Marowak's such a what's the word? An underprinted card. Like they don't give it enough cool sets. I can only think of like some reverse hollow mirror wax I've seen over time, but I don't have any like big mirror wax slabs, sadly. Here's Ponita. Yeah, most people want Cubone. Oh, this is a gym break. Here we are. Snorlax gym break. Cool. Actually, that card could go up into the Poke Shuffle. We need new cards going in the Poke Shuffle now. All right, let's take a look at the queue. Ryan Shapiro is jumping into the tops break. Go, Ryan. Good. It's good that we're getting some sales tonight, because I got to say, I spent a lot of money. Not only was it very expensive for me to be out in Nashville because of the cost of gas and the cost of food and the cost of the Airbnb and, whatever else we did. Not only was that expensive, but we lost all of the, missed opportunities of not being live on a Friday and Saturday. So we're way behind sales wise. I'm gonna have this huge dip in my PayPal in a second here. PayPal's gonna say you're down like 20% or something like that. And that's kind of a dangerous game to play, because we got these big PSA orders that we gotta have money ready for that. All right, here's Mr. Mark. He says, may I send the Tops Meowth and Kakuna to CGC? Good choices, Mark. Let's go grab that. I'm in an Airbnb right now, and it's not cheap. Right. They charge a lot for those. Actually had me wanting to repair the house we're trying to sell right now. And instead of like getting rid of it, just keeping it and renting it out. Because it's out here in Lake of the Ozarks, but it's pretty close to Camdenton. It's close to the area where they host the music out here. We are. All right, there's a amphitheater. That's the word. The band that played at the amphitheaters last was called Styx. You remember Styx from the 80s or whatever? I'm not from the 80s. I'm from the 90s, but I still remember that playing on the radio and all that. Styx. So they were out here in Lake of the Ozarks just about a week ago. I don't know what else is playing out here. I guess Weird Al Yankovic is coming out here of all people. So strange. A lot of country music comes to Lake of the Ozarks. All right, you ready? Hey, there's that red rash on my hand. Even makes my skin kind of scaly there, huh? Man, don't know what causes that. Allergic reaction to something. Are you really running on so tight margins? Yeah. So, the guy earlier said you're making tons of money. No, I'm not. Oh, it was you that said that, wasn't it? Yeah. So I don't make tons of money. Let me tell you something. I don't make a lot of money when I sell this. When I sell this guy right here, you make a little bit of money, but it's like you're not getting rich. You know, everybody who has a job, they make something per hour, and there are a lot of regular jobs that make more money than me selling these booster packs. But there are some things that do make me some serious money. There are some things that do make me some serious money. So, like for example, um, I bought and held these breakpoints for a long time, and now I'm selling this guy for $120, right? Well, I bought the whole booster box for probably $400. Now each booster pack's selling for 120. I mean, there's 36 packs in a booster box. You do the math. That's crazy good money. So I'm going to get rich on Breakpoint, but it's because it aged like fine wine. And so now I only need to sell 4 of these to pay back the whole box from the past, my initial investment. And then the rest of it's just pure profit. I'm going to make a couple $1,000s off of this bad boy. So there is some money here, but that's because I gambled and I won. I'm also a gambler. I gambled on the idea that if I put $400 ahead of time into Breakpoint, it will be worth $3,000 or $4,000 in the future. That was the gamble. And the gamble came true. So I do make some good money, but not on Riftbound. Riftbound's like you make enough money to maybe get your Taco Bell and pay your car bill and pay your insurance bill, pay your house bill, pay your for laundry and all this other stuff, but you don't really get rich doing that. There's closer margins than you think for some of this stuff. All right, you ready? You know what's going to make me a lot of money? These poker cards coming back from PSA. That's going to make me a lot of money. That's going to make me oodles of money. All right, there we go. You could get rich selling those poker cards or buying and holding them, which is another thing I've done. So, whatever it is you're planning on doing, the right Pokemon cards can make you a lot of money. I think I showed you guys this, and you guys saw this in the Discord, right? If you haven't joined our Discord yet, what are you waiting for? I often report my eBay sales in our announcement channel on Discord. I also post pictures in Discord of what's going on in my life. So if you're not in there, you don't get to see that. And it's fun. Like over here, where people are talking about Xbox. Well, scroll up, and here are some of my pictures from Nashville, which you can click on and see some of that Broadway street I was talking about with all the sexy people in it. Just endless sexy people. And I've got some videos too, but I haven't uploaded the videos. But so there's that. And then I wanted to show you this real fast. This makes me some money. Look at this. So I gambled on these CGC 10s back in 2023, purchased for 355, purchased for 355, and then I upgraded them to the new slab, 1400 and 1900. Now there's some money. That's some good money. And then over here, this card right here sold for 650, right? Well, he came out of a deck that I bought here. Two decks, actually. I got two of them. So I paid about $315 per deck, right? Now, that wasn't even purchased that long ago, but I just sold the one card for 650. That's pretty good. That paid for both decks and one card. What's amazing is that's not even the best card from the deck, you know? So poker cards, they're pretty, I don't know, they're a pretty big deal, I guess. And they continue to be that way. I don't see that reversing. I don't see why it would. Are you more reluctant to actually sell modern product these days since you've invested in sealed? No, I'm not reluctant to sell modern at all. I love opening modern cards. They're way more they tend to have a really high velocity. The thing about modern cards is that they just came out, so they tend to be very cheap, and that's good. So we like cheap. We like for example, the best time to open Unified Minds. When was the best time to open it? When it came out. Now, if you open it today, you got to pay an absurd amount of money to get it opened. So the best time to open Unified Minds was when it came out. Be sure to type in Hawk, guys. HAWK. It's Hawk Camacho's birthday, and he donated $90 to you guys for this booster box, okay? So type his name in and be sure to say happy birthday to him. All right, so Mark, we got your two cards going off to PSA. Javier Arroyo says 3 of the breakpoint spots. Whoa, okay. And 1 live custom and 3 ascended heroes. You got it. So 3 of these. Okay. We'll call you JA. I know who JA is. We had Sarah in here. How nice. Sarah's here. Javier was here. Mr. CS Man was here. Let's see. 3 breakpoint spots. There we go. One of my Mickey Mouse cards sold too. I think I doubled. I think I sold it for twice what I paid for it. One of my Mickey Mouse cards. So 1 live custom. Let's grab that. Oh, the lights are coming up, guys. Oh, it's 5:30. That's the end of the stream. Don't place any more orders, everybody. The sun's coming up. I didn't realize it was 5:30. Oh, yes. Weavile. Weavile P10. All right, get ready to make a choice on this, Mr. Javier. We're wrapping up now, guys. Time to go. I should be climbing into bed this very moment. We kind of went overtime, didn't we? I don't mind it because we kind of missed those previous streams on Friday and Saturday, but here it is. So he's $150. Holy cow. That's Weavile. What are you thinking? I placed one a while ago, says Mr. Chris. I know. It's feeling quickly the break point. 3 ascended heroes. It's not a good idea, in my opinion, to place any orders too close to 5 a.m. because I got to go to bed. So you would or wouldn't you buy Ascended the store way? Oh, you're asking me what I think about Ascended as an investment piece. So, I mean, if you want my real opinion, I'm thinking of creating a channel in Discord where I call out what I think is an optimal investment and to share like some really detailed thoughts about it and maybe my unredacted feelings. But so basically with Ascended, I think right now there needs to be more time for more of it to be printed. All right. Did he say he wanted it? It's price wise, I think it's pretty good because the shiny rares are so expensive these days. Let's get this open. All right, no more orders, guys. We're out of time. Here's Stunfisk and keep. All right, sounds good. We're keeping Weavile and well, Hunter looks kind of cool. Just some hollows popping out of the Ascended Heroes this time. That and the Stunfisk, which I guess I will postpone giving him his own sleeve. Kind of a disrespectful thing, huh? All right. I was at that lake in Nashville looking at homes with a real estate agent, and we were in the backyard of a really nice home. And there were all these sea-doos and boats on the water. They even had sailboats on the water. I was like, sailboats? The hell? All right, Mark's buying 3 spots in the Tops pack split. There you go, Mark. Sorry, guys, we'll have to continue this Monday, okay? Don't miss it because we got that giveaway going for Mr. Hawk, right? So you don't want to miss that. And we're going to split that giveaway into 3 streams, right? What that means is anyone who makes all 3 streams is going to increase their odds of being pulled. All right, Carlos Chaveras, 1 celebration pack for Carlos Chaveras. Here you go, Carlos. Mr. Carlos. Okay, that's a big one, guys. A big order. He's got Groudon, Yveltal, Claydol, and Pikachu. That's a good pull. The Pikachu, if he by chance grades 10, is very expensive. The Claydol looks nice. And then here's the Yveltal, and here's the Groudon. That was for you, Mr. Carlos. Thank you, Carlos. Celebration packs are kind of pricey now. They're like, we're doing 60 on ours right now. And yeah, you look at the slabs, they're all going up in price. I tried hosting a break. You need a new bag? Carlos Chaveros, new bag? I tried hosting a break on Gold Star Yveltal, not Yveltal, Gold Star Umbreon, but nobody jumped in. To my surprise, I mean, it's an Umbreon. Oh, you've got a box. Okay, that explains it. All right, put that back. Do you have a box? I have a box, Carlos Chaveras. Oh. You know, the word "I have a box" isn't quite the right term. You're in the up top box. It's the thing is, you're the only one in that box, but this is just the standard public box. There we go. Yes, it's like an overflow box, is what it is, but anyone can go in there. All right, that's completed. Ooh, the sun's almost up, man. You know what was interesting about Tennessee? In Tennessee, uh, the sun came up sooner, like earlier in the day than it does in Missouri, because we're further to the east. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, Hawk Camacho wants 4 of the boys and 1 top split. Okay. Here we got Mr. Hawk going in the top split. And also 4 of the boys. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. I thought I had an almost full box. It's almost full. Yeah, the box in question is almost full. That part is true. Yes. All right. There we go. It's your wording. When you say I have a box, it makes me think of a standalone box. You're in like the CACH overflow. Are you ready? So let's get this done. We got Girls Get It Done. And in memory of Jonah Vogelbaum. All right, so these are some common cards. Now, I realize you have not opened these with us probably. We have opened a lot of these already, so many of us have seen these commons, but we'll try to give you a chance to see them too. But we're really curious what hits you pull. So here's Meet Cute, no correct or incorrect answer, Church Collective, Team Soups, A Train, Heroes and Headliners, Fighting Translucent, I'll Be Dead Before Sunrise, and My Second Win. Okay, a couple cold packs in a row. I bet you the next one's a hit. I bet you there's something in the next pack. Okay. I think for my sake, I bought 25 cases of ETBs of Ascended, given they printed less cards than last year. All right, so here's Unhappy Reunion. How was your meeting? Billy Butcher, Triggerfinger, Jonah Vogelbaum again. Oh man, where are the hits? We need a hit. Yeah, I mean, a long time ago, I made a lot of money on something called Skylanders. I was like a straight up scalper. I went store to store and bought up Skylanders. And then Skylanders 2 came out, and I thought, ooh, he got a Heroes action figure. Oh, you got Karen Fukuhara as Kimiko. And what you got here is an action figure, thick card. Look how thick it is. So that's one of the hits. Very nice, man. All right, you got one of the action figures. So once upon a time, I made a ton of money scalping. I was a full-on scalper, and I was scalping Skylanders. This was years ago when I worked for Coca-Cola. This was before I went to the 4-year university for computer science. And I was just making oodles of money. I would buy a Skylander for $13, and then it would sell on eBay consistently for like 45. And I was just making tons of money that way. And then one day they announced Skylanders 2. And I go to, I rush to the stores. I use the same strategy because I'm prepared to scalp. And I'm hit with the wall of product, just like an endless wall of product for Skylanders 2. And then I rush home. I buy a bunch. I'm like, wow, there was so much of it. I was like, that's so crazy. I rush home. There's so much of it. I start putting it up on eBay, and I discover it's selling for retail. On eBay, it's selling for retail. There's no more money to make. You know what happened? They printed enough. They printed enough Skylander figurines for everyone that you couldn't make money selling them on eBay anymore. There was just tons of them. That was it. There was tons of Skylanders. So everyone's buying up all this product, all this Pokemon product, hoping to age it, make money off of it. And I think that strategy will probably get more and more inconsistent, like it won't work as well over time. That's my theory for that. We don't know when that'll activate, like when that'll officially begin, but it's got to happen sometime. Chris Gonzalez, One Live Custom. Here goes the last order, guys. I was Mr.'s Coca-Cola trainer 9 years ago. I taught him everything he needed to know. So, anyways, for Pokemon, I figure it's kind of the same way. There's got to be a point where Pokemon's like, you know what? We can print enough of this that there's actually some on the shelves at Target. You know what I mean? I figure that's going to happen at some point. Chris, you've got one Mr. Rhyme. Chris, did we grab your bag when we did your shipping? I think we did. Sergio. Chris. All right, we got your bag. I'm going to pop these in there. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, man. So, where does that leave us? I think that leaves us in a good spot. We got these pack breaks are close, but not over. We got the hot Camacho giveaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So these are close, but they're not done. Both pack breaks. Now let's get some names on this. Loot pack. Zurzu. Eddie Morales. Chris G. Good luck, Chris G. And Tyler. Hey, you made it on there, Tyler. All right. Thanks to Mr. Hawk. He donated $90 for you all to have this big booster box giveaway. Wow. Super generous. Amazing. I had a great time, guys. Thanks for putting up with me. I'll be back on for the Monday daytime stream, but I got to go to bed or I'm going to be too tired. So I'll see you there, guys. See you later.